has no relationship whatsoever. With the Paris thing, you would be strapping me to be a partner with someone.
Save thousands and have lower payments. Pick AIM, Affordable Interest Mortgage. Whether you're refinancing or purchasing your new home, we have new loan programs that allow you
exactly
to...
what happened, because if she defaults paying the company she sold it to, now that company is bringing their guns, their attorneys, after Lennar for their payment. That's why they don't want it. She is forcing Lennar to now deal with someone they didn't want to deal with. They said, hey, I'm dealing with Tom Martino. It's exactly what you...
It's not the forcing.
Okay.
It's not the forcing I'm talking about. Do you understand that? They're not forcing to deal with them. If they pay the bill, they don't have to deal with anyone.
Let's get an attorney on.
Yeah, I want to, because
who should we ask about?
I think you can ask Ryan Wood. You can ask anyone. I'm telling you.
See if you can get Ryan on.
We just want legal opinion. We're not going to say what it's about until we get to them.
Yeah.
And then I want to get more than one attorney up for opinions.
That's a great question, though. If something's in a contract like that, can you sell it?
Mark, I am saying she violated the contract.
No, but in front of a judge, would she still get paid is all I'm talking about.
What they would do is it doesn't relieve them from the value. It's unconscionable in that transfer it to any account receivable. If I sell you something, Mark, if I sell you something and you don't pay me and I take that account and sell it to someone else, you can't possibly benefit from that product just because of that, even if it's in your contract. I mean, I don't know why they even put it in their contract. I have no idea why.
Because they don't want people they don't deal with every day coming after them for money. It makes their job harder. Okay, so-and-so ABC, well, I bought this debt from so-and-so, and I bought this debt from so-and-so, and here's their signed invoices, and it would make it just miserable. Don't you think it would make it miserable? You have someone you've never dealt with directly saying, hey, where's my money? That's how the conversation would start. Where's my money at? How would you do that?
I understand what you're saying.
But that's why they put it in there. You asked why they put it in there. Because they didn't sign on with this company to have to jump through all these hoops.
What hoops do they have to jump through? They just have to pay the bill. Now, I can see their dilemma if both are demanding payment. But if she simply says to them, I waive my right to this payment, pay this vendor because I sold it, the mere fact that she sold it should not negate the quantum.
But if they gave the collateral to her, until they get that collateral back, I don't even know how they deal with, the note.
No, I'm saying that she should tell them to pay. I mean, if they're owed the money. If she's having a disagreement with that other company, I'm all for this company saying, listen, we're not going to get involved here. Until you decide who gets paid, we're not paying a dime. But to say the mere fact that someone did that negates the quantity of work is just impossible.
Their attorneys are deep into it. I talked to someone there off the record, but their attorneys are deep into it. So it is a court battle. Lennar.
But why is it a court battle? That's the question.
They're not going to get into that.
If both parties are demanding payment, then I'm all for Lennar saying, fuck, we didn't sign on for this battle. You guys figure it out. We're not going to get involved. We're not paying a dime. I'm all for it. All for it.
Drew just wanted you to look at this before we made it official. Because it's a busy one. You want to keep it like that?
I want to ask, well, no, first of all, I want to get rid of Lazara if he's in here for this hour. I mean, we can't just have the same people in the same places. I want to,
That's what I was concerned.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
I want to literally talk
Hi, Tom Martino, your Troubleshooter. Welcome to the show, the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe, where we talk about your everyday aches and pains, the things that make you tick and the things that tick you off. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. We urge you to give us a call if you have a problem, question, complaint, or you need help, or you just want to comment, you want to do a tweet, do it on this show. You want to give a review, give it on this show. We have the only show of its kind anywhere, the longest running show on radio. And welcome, 303-713-TALK. Here's what we do. We get on every day and take phone calls. And then we discuss problems. And if we think we can help you, we will get directly involved. No one else does it, okay? So pass the word around. And we have had tremendous success recently. We're recovering millions of dollars every year. And do you have a new success? I mean,
I got a great one I forgot to give out yesterday.
Let's talk about it.
Lennar Homes.
Yes.
Okay, here's what they did. This lady's basement floods. They can't figure out where the water's coming. The sewer was backing up. Brand new house. Lennar installed the sewer on a slope, so it kept backing up into the basement.
Now, Lennar took responsibility and said, we'll fix your sewer line.
That's right.
But she had just moved in. She had just moved in, and she had hundreds and hundreds of boxes
300 boxes
in the basement.
That's
she
right.
had just moved in, so she had to move all of her boxes out. They did fix the basement.
Yes.
But then she had to move all of that stuff back. That cost her how much?
And she had to store it for the month they were redoing it.
How much did all that cost?
$7,000 plus.
And they said, wait a minute. We fixed this basement. We're not going to pay for that extra stuff.
They wanted them to turn it under homeowners. Turn it into homeowners, saying it was a flood, it was this. They didn't want to do that because that makes their rates go up. But here's what happened.
Also, in some cases, these water things are not covered in some cases. So, go ahead.
She's getting a check.
What happened?
Well, we called
You
up.
negotiated.
I called up and I talked to the man, if you will, at least over Denver, and they're going to write her a check. He
That
agreed
is
with
wonderful.
it, and he did not know that was going on. He didn't understand why he was getting paid, and then I talked to her, and she said it's getting paid.
Let's give him a hand. He deserves that. In the studio, we have a guest, too, Shelly. Shelly's with True View Windows and Glass. A new member of the referral list at referralist.com. We'll talk about Shelly and have her chime in from time to time. We love to have people in just to see how we do things here. Now, let's talk. A problem came up I want your opinion on, and I'm going to just state it, and then I'm going to tell you how I feel, and then Mark will say how he feels, and then we're going to go to an attorney for his opinion. Now, Ryan will act as a judge. I'm going to also ask other attorneys, too. Ryan Wood is an attorney on our referral list at referralist.com. He does all kinds of law. Commercial, personal, bankruptcy. What else does he do? All kinds.
He does a lot of stuff. General
Real
contracts.
estate.
He's done a ton of real estate for us.
All right, now, that's right. He has done legal work for us. Now, here's the deal. A woman did a lot of work for a company. What kind of work was it, Mark?
She was a subcontractor. I don't know if they were actually framers or what, but for Lennar Homes.
Oh, this was for Lennar.
The deal is with Lennar, yeah.
Okay, this woman did work for Lennar.
As a subcontractor building new homes or doing warranty work.
Oh, it was warranty service work. That's right.
That is
She
right.
did warranty service. In other words, if there's a warranty issue, they go out and take care of it.
Yeah, a cracked tile, whatever.
Warranty service for Lennar Homes.
30 grand worth.
Now, let's just say it doesn't matter how much, but she's behind 30 grand. That was the AR at the time, accounts receivable, right? All right.
Very close.
Let's bring up Ryan Wood, attorney at law. Ryan, the woman does work for Lennar Homes. She's owed $30,000. Now, as I understand it, I believe the 30 is not in dispute, is it?
Yeah, it is in dispute. That's the whole dispute.
Wait, what? Well, why
I think
is it
their last offer... Oh, you mean how much the original amount was? That is not in dispute. That is correct.
the 30 grand.
The 30 grand.
Okay.
Now they're only offering her 3.
Okay. Now, Ryan, there's no dispute that she did $30,000 worth of work. Here's the problem. She went out because of cash flow issues, and she did what was called factoring. That's where you pledge the accounts receivable in order to get a loan. You've heard of that, right?
Oh, sure.
Okay. Now, in essence, it is a sale of the asset. You're assigning the asset to someone else. You're getting money in return. When it came time to collect this 30 grand, Lennar Home says, we're not going to pay you. And we're not going to pay the factoring company either. And Mark will read in the contract what they're standing on. In their contract with their subcontractor, it says this. Go ahead.
With this company, it says, neither this agreement nor any work to be performed on any work agreement, nor the right to payment under this agreement shall be assigned by subcontractor without the written consent of the contractor.
Say that again, the last part.
The last part would be, payments under this agreement shall not be assigned by subcontractor without the written consent of contractor.
Now, Ryan, that is a clause in the contract that she signed. Now, here's what I think. They're saying, because you violated this clause, we don't owe you money. We don't owe you money.
Or substantially less, $3,000.
Well, Mark, they're basically saying, we don't owe you $27,000.
They're saying, we're going to throw you a bone.
They arbitrarily said, we are knocking off $27,000.
That's right.
Okay. In other words, we're only going to pay you $3,000. In essence, we don't owe the original bill. Why? Because you violated the contract. Now, Mark says, I absolutely agree.
Well, here's the reason I agree. I would still pay them. I wouldn't use this as a loophole to get out of the debt.
Tell me why you agree. Just tell me why you agree.
Because when they sell a debt, let's say they went out of business because they never got cash flow back, and they're gone. Now, all of a sudden, I own Lennar, and I've got a big collection company I have to deal with now. I have to deal with their lawyers. I have to deal with
Wait. You have to deal with them, or you simply pay the bill.
That's right, but my whole
bill
point
is owed.
I still got to hire people to go, okay, why is ABZ collection agency calling right now? Okay, send us all over this.
But Mark,
let's do the paper route. Let's trace everything down.
You are giving justification for the clause. And I totally agree.
Yes. But I said I would pay it, though.
In this particular case,
yes,
I'm saying that is not happening. She did not die, and they're not wondering what this company is. She told them what this company is. She was, okay, now here's what I think, Ryan. Even though there is a clause in that contract, Your Honor, here's what I think. We have a company that substantially benefited from $30,000 worth of work, which I would call quantum Marriott. And I'm saying they have this work. And the mere fact that she transferred this debt or assigned it did nothing to diminish the value of the work.
She broke the contract. And by the way,
Ryan, I did not say she didn't break the contract. What I am saying,
I understand,
is that
Quantum
they still got the benefit, and the fact that she did that did nothing to diminish the benefit at all. So I don't, even though she violated the contract, I believe that's unconscionable.
So Ryan, by the way, you're a very handsome man. What do you think?
Ryan, I'm serious. What do you think?
Well, okay, so I can see the argument on either side. So the argument on Mark's side would be it's a really important provision in the contract because Lennar intended for this to be just between these two parties. They don't want any third parties in here, and that's important to them. But on Tom's side, of course, you know, he's right that they did get the value of the work. I think the question for a court would be whether this provision in the contract is enforceable such that she doesn't get paid at all.
Okay, well, what do you think?
Well, my God, we could have said that.
Yeah, that's exactly what we said. What do you think? Go ahead, Suzanne.
I know that this is going to push this company into bankruptcy this week if it doesn't get resolved.
No, yeah, and that's a motion, but the judge doesn't care about that. What I want to know
is... But that's exactly why I think they have that clause in there. I'm not saying that generally it would be this. How about if they sold all their debt? Let's say they did work for KBH, they did it for Lennar, and they sold it to here, and one of them pulls this clause and forces bankruptcy on the other. That's the reason these home builders don't want this to happen.
They may not want it to happen, but what I'm saying is, in this particular case, they have absolutely no loss whatsoever in this case.
So, Judge Wood, what do you think? You didn't have to recap what we said.
Judge Wood, you hold on. We're going to take this break, and you let us know, okay? That's what we want to know. Frank Duran, the real estate man, the best real estate guy I know, whether you're buying or selling. We love this guy. We refer him to everyone. If you're buying or selling a home, especially selling, when he lists that home, he knows how to price it to get maximum dollar, and it's not always the highest price. It's the right price, and he knows how to get the deal closed. He does house cleaning and staging and talks about visual triggers and all of the tricks. his home sell faster and for more money. 303-920-1622.
She absolutely violated it.
From the L&L.
Yes, but you're right, because that means he doesn't get paid.
Let's talk about some good news.
There's gotta be some doctrine somewhere.
Mark Van Locks is on, so what did you guys figure out for 303?
Oh, I thought we were, maybe you can come on and say what you thought on that.
Mark,
Just give me, are you in Mark's favor or 303's favor?
225 in that typical spot. West of the highway, pretty good shape, off highway,
Okay.
crash being cleared.
Just come on and say why. Don't even think about it, Greg, just say it. You talked to both, right?
I heard the conversation.
Oh, you listened to a conversation.
Should we do it? He listened to all the recordings for us.
Oh,
We had
you
my
listen.
Jane email.
I'm not listening to him, so yeah, let us know what you think.
Should
And
I-
why.
Do we want to try to push it off to tomorrow or go ahead and do it today?
We'll see how time flies.
Well, with Greg here, it'd be great to do it like that if we did a whole 303.
303, Dan. You're going to jail.
It's finally time for some cleaning, so let's get those back tax issues cleaned out once and for all. Feel the fresh spring
Hey,
breeze
Shelley, you
around
want
the mental
this is
burden
the banner I put for you, so I'll just let you know what we do. That's your camera.
Yeah.
I got a piece of
So
information
this is
from
the
a
banner that
Facebook
comes on
watcher
that number's
yesterday.
just for
Yeah,
everything,
John,
and then
yeah.
like I say, you're right behind
He
there.
suggested
So when you
maybe
talk,
reaching
I
out
put
to
this
that,
up there, so it sees
there's
you
a
and
Napa
then-
guy who does a car show on the weekends, who's affiliated with Napa for your Daryl Draper.
Oh, yeah, no, we're in touch with the real people there.
Okay.
It's not gonna matter. We're filing today on him.
Okay.
Oh, are you going to the vet with me? What are we doing there?
Well, I was gonna ask you, do you need my help?
Well, it's up to you. I don't care. I
Well,
gotta,
it's 2 cats and 2
yeah,
dogs.
if you wanna go, that'd be great, but
I don't wanna go, but if you need my
well, no,
help,
I
I'm
just,
more than
all I
happy
need,
to help you.
all I need is the truck then. So I'll take the truck from here. I gotta run over to, Ryan's and then I'll just shoot home.
Are you sure you don't want my help?
Yes.
Okay.
What, you guys are taking 2 cats and a dog in?
2 cats and 2 dogs.
Whoa! Shots, all for a shot.
Whoa.
He's brave. I don't know how he's gonna do it. Maybe he's get out of here.
See, they should have a traveling vet.
That's what I was thinking. He won't worry about that.
Oh,
After
there
that
is
house
somebody
call.
who do that.
Oh, Mark wouldn't pay for that service.
How assignments work.
I'm gonna get him. All right.
When assignments will not be enforced. An assignment of contract will not be enforced in the following situations. The contract prohibits it.
Okay, why don't you do that?
That would be
Call him
good.
in.
That would be
You can
good.
go downstairs if you want my, do you have?
It's right, look at this.
Yeah, I guess you could, huh?
Dan, look at this. It doesn't get any clearer than this. When assignments will not be enforced.
He's on 8.
The contract prohibits it. Contract language, typically referred to as an anti-assignment clause, can prohibit and void any assignments. It's been held up numerous times.
Mark, no, I'm not saying that she didn't violate it, but being held up, we'll see. Because I'm telling you that judges are very reluctant to let people not get paid. I want a precedent. I want an
It also
actual-
says, listen to this.
I want an actual precedent.
Many states prohibit the assignment of, this is talking about wages.
Here's what I'm talking about. I want to see an actual precedent where someone was owed money, and they said, you don't owe this debt. I want to see a precedent.
I bet one of these can find it, Brandon or Wood.
Not what people say.
Yeah, an actual case.
Because just a little, with a lot of small little print and stuff, you could write anything in that contract.
Oh, they do write it.
Yeah, right.
If you ever look through one when you install an app, I mean, you
Yeah,
might give up your third
Courts
child.
of equity. They're called courts of equity. Not because contract language is ambiguous. Sometimes it's simply a matter of deciding whether or not a contract is plausible. I mean, that's why we have courts. I mean, that's why we have them.
Set up screener questions. Manage your candidates from one dashboard. According to an independent study, 5 times more hires are made through Indeed than any other job site.
Did that assignment contractor actually go after them after they're not home? Or were they just...
That I don't know. We really should get the original caller back on and ask her these questions. Because what did irritate me about her is they told her this is the reason we're not paying you, and she never mentioned any of this part to us. I had to find it out through Lennar.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter.
Welcome to the show. we have a legal issue that came up we're asking opinions on. We would love your opinion on stuff. Give us a call, 303-713-TALK. This is what we do. We talk legal issues and solve problems. Now, the issue is easy. A woman did $30,000 worth of warranty work, but it could have been a sale. She could have sold a product for $100,000. According to Lennar Homes, it could have been $200,000. It doesn't matter. So really the issue is this company got value. They're not even disputing that. But they're saying because you sold the debt, in essence, she assigned it so she could get cash in a line of credit. It's called factoring. When you have accounts receivable, you put them up as collateral, and then you get money. Now, because she did this, Lennar Homes is saying she is in violation of the contract and will not get paid. What I want to know is that what this is all about? She did violate the contract. Mark's saying she violated the contract. She shouldn't get paid.
Wait, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it's their choice. I personally would pay her.
It's their choice.
And there's probably more. There's probably more why they're not.
No, we're not going to bring that up now. The whole issue was this. We're not bringing up. There was no issue in the work, so we can bring up that another time. But right now, let's just say there's no dispute on the $30,000 owed. The only thing is they're not paying it because they said she violated the contract, which she did. And Mark is saying that he agrees with their decision.
They have the right to make that decision.
I am saying that's why we have courts of equity. That is why. Because with Quantum Marriott, it says that money will be paid for something rendered, for value given, even if not stipulated in an agreement or enforceable any other way.
Well, I don't know why every mortgage and everything else in the world has different assignment clauses saying they can or can't do it, and everybody's got to agree to those, and I don't see any of those getting turned. I can't go argue to Wells Fargo that, hey, even though it says you can sell it to somebody.
There are reasons for those clauses. In a mortgage.
And this clause.
There's a reason. In a mortgage, if you assign your mortgage to someone else, that creditor does not know if that person will pay like you are. That is absolutely affecting the value of the collateral. It is absolutely affecting the value. A non-assignment in a mortgage has no bearing on this. The assignment of this money to a factoring company did not in one way diminish the quality or quantity.
If they go into bankruptcy, which very might happen.
If who goes into bankruptcy?
The person who originally was owed the money from Lennar.
Okay.
Okay. And then these people have to try to collect from Lennar. It's going to be a freaking nightmare for everybody.
That has nothing to do with it.
That's why they have the clause in there.
Mark,
it makes their life harder. That's why it's in there.
Mark, listen. If that's ludicrous that you bring up bankruptcy. That's why. I'm not asking why the clause is in there. I'm not asking that. The issue isn't why the clause is in there. The issue is should she be paid or not why the clause is in there. But let's go to that bankruptcy scenario. If they owed her money and she went bankrupt.
Yep, then the trustee steps in.
The trustee would go after the money.
Yep, and what's going to happen with that money, that accounts payable, is that second company that already loaned her that amount of money or close,
they will be a creditor.
For what would happen?
The trustee would pay that.
That would be another non-secure creditor, and they might end up getting screwed in.
But what I'm saying is that has nothing to do with the issue at hand, Mark.
Okay.
What does it have to do with this issue?
Because it looks like she might be in bankruptcy.
But what does that have to do with anything?
It creates more of a burden on Lennar.
Mark,
that's why that clause is in there.
Mark, you're so ridiculous.
Okay.
The reason she's going bankrupt is because they're not paying her.
But we don't know how many other things she has out there.
You know what, Mark? Really, honest to God.
I'm telling you, the clauses shouldn't be put in. If they want to deal with someone that doesn't agree to that, then why don't they deal with somebody else?
Mark, I am not questioning why the clause is in there. You are justifying. I don't care why it's in there. What I am saying is this. Just because the clause is in there does not automatically negate the value, quality, or quantity of the stuff received. And I don't think that little assignment, just that assignment alone, is enough to negate the entire bill. I don't think it's possible. I think in a court of equity they would say, well, Well, what loss was there here? I mean, just like with any breach of a contract.
How about if the contract
with any breach of a contract, Mark, what does the judge ask? Where is the damage? Okay, I would want to ask Lennar Homes, had you paid this bill immediately,
okay, listen,
where's the damage?
How about if
you're saying
no,
they had to hire attorneys? That's because they refused.
Give you an example
that's
that maybe
because,
you'll get.
Okay.
How about if it's how about if the contract says, and it does, you can't use any non-approved subcontractors. They use non-approved subcontractors. The job still looks perfect. There's still no problem.
Mark,
should they still get paid?
Mark, listen. With any violation of a contract, there has to be damages. Okay? I'm not going to get into your bunny hole. This is the issue. I'm not going to subcontractors.
All right, let's go to the attorneys.
That's not the issue.
Let's go to the
issue
attorneys.
here is plain. She did the work for Lennar Homes. The mere fact that she assigned it doesn't negate the entire bill. That's all I'm asking. Because, as I said, in a court of equity, they look at a breach, and then they look at the damages, or they look at the benefit, or they look at all the factors. Otherwise, we wouldn't need courts. Courts aren't for when everyone agrees to a contract. It's when they don't agree.
Do most prenups stand up?
Mark, what does that have to do with this?
Well, once again, it's an agreement someone enters into. She entered into this agreement.
It doesn't matter.
It says, I won't do that.
It doesn't matter.
I won't do that or we won't get paid.
Mark, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
If something is unconscionable or not fair, courts negate contracts all the time. Just on that issue alone. Ryan, just for the heck of it, on that issue, I'll bring up another attorney, Brandon Siglian, who does debt collection and other stuff. Ryan, just on that note alone, the fact that it's in the contract, Mark is saying they agreed to it. Can you just clarify this once and for all? Even though something is in a contract, have courts negated contracts?
Of course. That's not what I'm saying. That's a far leap from what I'm saying.
What did you said?
I'm saying in this instance, that clause will probably hold up.
Mark, you said prenups and all these other... Why do people have contracts? And I said to you, because contracts are a form of an agreement, but they're always... They're often...
That's something that has gone through the system lots of times, and it has been said, okay, they agreed to this and they didn't do it.
Show me the precedent.
Well, I don't have one yet.
Okay.
I have no idea. I don't know if there is one.
Here's what I want to do. I want to limit the discussion to this. $30,000 worth of work. Lennar Homes. They found out she sold it. She can't get paid. Ryan, what is your stand on that?
Well, I think I'm going to side with you on this one, Tom, because here's the thing. It might be that when they find out they could cancel the contract, but the work's already been done. So, sure, assigning it as a default, but that doesn't mean they can say, hey, and we're not going to pay you for the work that you did.
Brandon Siglian, what do you think?
I think I'm going to agree with Ryan. I guess part of my confusion here is whether this debt was actually sold or whether just the right to collect was assigned.
You know what? I don't really know that.
We'd have to ask.
We've been saying she sold it because they did. She literally went to a factoring company. What do they normally do? Normally, a factoring company.
Take all your AR, your inventory.
So, do they own it? I don't know.
If she actually sold it, then she doesn't have the right to collect one way or the other because another company has it. If she didn't actually sell the debt, then she just gave the right to collect the debt. So she still has the right to, she hasn't actually assigned the debt.
So let's take each one, Brian. Let's say she sold it. Would this other company, you think, stand a chance to collect?
I think they probably would if the work was done and there's no dispute about...
Brandon, what about you? Do you think because of this clause, if that third party... If they bought it, let's just say for sake of argument they bought it, would they have a right to collect, do you think? Not a right. I mean, of course they have a right to collect. Do you think they would prevail?
There might be an issue between her and this factoring company on whether she provided this information to them that she wasn't allowed to assign it. I agree with you, Tom, that if in the aspect of them needing to show damages, judges don't like forfeitures. And
they hate forfeitures for no reason, because I've seen it when it gets to when people put down payments on products. Again, I told Mark we shouldn't take other cases, so I won't accept. I've seen where the courts don't just automatically assign like a penalty unless there's a loss.
Right, and that doesn't. And the way I heard you read the actual clause, it didn't say. I just read that, heard that it said that she couldn't assign it, but not that she would have no right to payment.
But read it again. Read it again.
Well, there's a lot. Let me tell you, this is like a 20-page.
Oh, no, but read that one.
Neither this agreement nor any work to be performed under any work agreement nor the right to payment under this agreement shall be assigned by subcontractor without the written consent of the contractor, which consent may be withheld at contractor's sole discretion.
Do you know what? I know why they put that in there, too. Do you notice they didn't just say the money owed. They said the work. They don't want her to assign it to some handyman that they didn't approve.
Yeah, that's what I was saying about the subcontractor.
The actual work, right. Yeah. She doesn't, so I can see that for sure. But here's the deal. Even if she did have other people do the work, as Mark brought out, that were unapproved, if the work was done perfectly and it was done, they still don't have a loss under that breach, do they? Guys?
No, I'd agree, yeah. There's no damages.
I don't see how they get out of paying this, is what I'm saying, whoever they pay. There's no loss here.
Yeah, I think they're just reading something into the contract that's not actually there.
Anyway, I appreciate your time. We do have to take another break. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. People weigh in on this. I understand exactly what Mark's saying. He's saying, look, she agreed to it. Her eyes were open. When you agreed to it, why should you get paid?
Well, I'm also saying they should pay her.
You're saying you would if you were under those conditions. I understand. But you're saying they have a right not to. I don't think they do. I believe that's what contracts are all about. Now, I'm going to do something really funny here. We have our guest in from the referral list. She runs a business, TrueViewColorado.com, TrueView Windows. I want to ask you your opinion, straight up. You, what do you think, one way or the other?
What do I think?
Yeah.
I guess my thought is, did they do a quality job?
No, they're not. Let's just not dispute that right now.
They're saying the job's fine.
Let's just say it's fine.
I agree with you. She should be paid.
Okay. See, now you get to stay. Thank you very much. We got more coming right up.
Some Mark
write this down.
It's like, you tell your husband he's wrong. Ha ha, click. Like, you don't even have the balls to tell him yourself.
Mark, I understand you would pay, but going into court, if they said, well, Your Honor, under this law...
Let's get her on and see what she did, how she assigned it, the agreement.
Doria?
Yeah, let's talk about the actual clause. Okay. If Brandon has nothing more to say, he can go.
What about Ryan?
No, Ryan already left.
Okay.
So you tell me, if Brandon wants to say something, fine. If not, just cut him loose.
It seems like if she did something outside the scope of the contract, it would just affect who she sold the debt to.
Well, very well could.
I mean, it seems like they would
But
have
even in Mark's scenario, if she used unapproved contractors, I swear to God,
they'd still have to pay.
Yes. Here's another one that happens all the time. They don't have workers' comp. They don't have liability.
Yeah.
The contractor finds out that the job's already done. You didn't have these insurances. We're not paying you. They can't do it. You can't do it. Every breach has to have a loss. What is the loss? Well, we could have been Yes, you could have been, but you're not.
Right. Or lawyer fees. If they had to deal with a bunch of lawyer fees because she assigned that contract, that would be a loss.
What was that woman called yesterday? Her health care provider, or what? What is it called?
Yeah, healthcare provider.
We got to talk. I want to continue on this, but we got to talk about that woman too.
So, I've been in refinancing contracts where they really want to get into my previous contracts just to make sure that they're going to be covered, like that I'm doing something that's legal.
But that's between her and the debt folks.
But if she hired a subcontractor,
had nothing to do with subcontractor. The whole thing.
All about
she sold the debt.
In this particular case,
or assigned.
Not to complicate it, we weren't getting into the quality of work. That's a separate issue because that's what we're going to do now. We're going to get into like what do they really? I think these people are smart enough that they have other reasons.
I don't know why Lennar is not paying. They were going to pay, then something went down. They actually had the agreement in place. They wrote it. She signed it, if I recall. They sent it back to their boss to sign it. The boss put the nix on it and said, we'll give her $3,000. That's how it went down. So they were going to pay, and then the boss nixed it. But I have no idea. Was it just because of this clause? I don't know.
To me, it sounds like the people at risk are the people that bought the debt.
Well, maybe they knew that they could.
They don't have any legal right to get it. If it says right in the contract that she can't do what she did.
The worst thing that would happen to them is a bankruptcy.
The folks that bought the debt.
Yeah.
So, because it says in her contract she's not allowed to do what they did.
Well, they don't have to deal with it. Lennar doesn't have to deal with that, is what you're saying.
Yeah, but they still owe her. It doesn't alleviate them from
Sign
paying.
company.
You know what? If they do,
That's right.
if they do, you're absolutely right. If she sold that debt to them, they don't have to pay those people.
No, they have to pay her.
Well, not if she doesn't own the debt anymore.
They still owe her
Well, hold
money,
on.
though.
She doesn't owe it to them.
It's a loop. Then there would be a third-party beneficiary.
But that's my whole point. That's
No,
why they
Mark,
put that in there.
Mark. There would be a third, I'm sorry, what?
She said the factoring company would be willing to come on and talk too. Do you want me to call
Yes,
them?
yes.
Interest rates on your mortgage, and call us now. Today's 15-year fixed rate mortgage is at 3% with an
This would be a good
APR
question. What does the factoring company do when they get that debt assigned to them? Do they start making trouble with
Call American
Lennar?
Residential Lending toll free at
They start calling them and say, hey, you know, we got this debt.
844-922-1100.
But I think for Lennar not to
or on
be
the web
responsible
at
to her, they would have to put it
bestloanscolorado.com.
in
That's
the contract that if she
bestloanscolorado.com.
doesn't sign
For
it,
low rates, call
then they're not responsible.
844-922-1100.
One assumption, $300,000 loan amount rate and term refinance on an owner-occupied single-family residence.
It gets so confusing. So you're Lennar, you've got ABC coming after you for money now, okay? Because they bought the debt. You never, what do? You pay them, and then the woman comes after you and sues you for it too?
If Lennar paid them, I think she would have a right.
But they didn't buy the debt. It's like going to a pawn shop.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if it was assigned or bought.
Well, if they were
Pledged.
she has no, then she has no.
Did they file UCC? Do they have inventory?
We don't recognize that as viable because of this contract.
Why would they have to pay this other company?
I don't think they do.
That's what I'm saying. So if they don't have to pay this other company, that's it.
But they still have to pay her.
No, Mark.
Well,
Ours does. Go to ring.com. You're right. I mean, there's like a catch-22. If she doesn't have the right anymore, they don't have to pay her. She doesn't have the right.
and they don't have to deal with them.
But they could invoke what's called a third-party beneficiary, showing that the contract was assigned. Then the original argument would come. But she wasn't supposed to do that.
Plus they know she's on the verge of...
Then they'd say she wasn't supposed to do that, and then the argument of Quantum Marriott would come up again. That's why Quantum Marriott it was a precedent. It's because too many people were
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Doria is the subcontractor for Lennar Homes. Bottom line, she did work. They're not disputing the work. Is that right or not, Doria? Because if they are, that's a whole different story. But are they disputing the value of the $30,000?
No.
So they don't say, well, you only did $20,000 or you only did $15,000. They're saying they acknowledged the 30, but then said, we'll give you $3,000 to go away, but we're not dealing with you.
Yeah.
Now, did they say, we will pay you $3,000, but the rest goes to the other company?
Did they say what?
Did they say, we'll give you $3,000, but we're going to pay the other company?
No, originally what they said is they were going to wire transfer the money into an escrow account that would go to the factoring company.
But let me tell you something. Let me tell you the dilemma Lennar Homes is in, okay? First and foremost, let's say you sold the debt. I don't know if you did, but let's say they regard it as a sale. If they paid you knowing that there was a sale of the asset, they could almost be accused of tortious interference or contract interference, meaning that they knew that you no longer were owed the debt and paid you anyway. And as a result, they interfered with the contract you had with the factoring company. Lennar doesn't want to be sued if they pay you. Now let's say Lennar says, okay, we'll pay the factoring company. But in essence, your agreement doesn't really sell the debt, it assigns it. And then you sue Lennar. So in a way, I understand their dilemma. Now, I understand them saying, we need to figure this out, or you two have to come up with an agreement before we pay anyone. If they're saying that, I'm on their side. If they're simply saying, we are not going to pay anything because you did it wrong, I'm not on their side. So, Doria, please tell me, because we will find out. Are they saying, we want to figure this out because we don't want to get involved in between you two, in the middle of you two? Are they saying that?
No, they're just saying they're not going to pay. But interestingly, they've been paying to this third-party company through a wire transfer for months.
Without knowing.
So
without knowing.
No, they knew it. It was set up through their accounting department.
They knew it,
I
but
set that transaction up myself.
Doria, they may have thought that was your bank account or something. They didn't necessarily know it was a factoring company.
What do you think happened? Why do you think it went south?
You know, I don't really know because, yeah, they did know because it had to be set up through their accounting department. So the wire...
Did they know it was, this is what I'm asking you, it was a factoring company when they were making those deposits? Just because you set up an ACH doesn't mean they're aware of that.
Yeah, they knew it was a factoring company.
How do you know that?
Because I have emails that even say from their accounting department that it was I was set up to go to a factoring company.
Okay. Now, Doria.
So they have been well aware of this for months.
Doria, are you and the factoring company in agreement as to who should be paid?
Yes.
Who do they say should be paid the 30 grand?
It's going to go to the factoring company because they have the outstanding invoices.
Okay, so are you did you ever say to Lennar, I am willing to waive my right to payment if you pay the factoring company, and I'll put that in writing?
No, but I will put that in writing.
Well, this is what you say to them. Here's what you say to them. Let me know whatever releases I need to sign so you can pay the factoring company. If you're afraid I'm going to come back for payment, let me know what you want me to sign. If there is anything I can put in writing to forfeit my right to collect in favor of the factoring company, I'll do it. That's what you have to do right now.
You know, if they start charging for the attorney's fees and everything else this is creating for them, they're still going to end up knocking that bill down.
But, Mark, the reason the attorney's fees, I think, were invoked is because they didn't do the right thing to begin with and they didn't pay the bill.
Well, they were, though. Why did they stop?
I don't know that. Why did they stop?
They
Why?
stopped because they had $120,000 on my books. And I kept on asking them for payment.
Why did they stop? That's okay. Once you asked, they got upset with you?
Yeah, they got upset and they said, hey, look, we want
And they said, we're not using you anymore, right?
Right. We're not going to use you anymore until we can get this figured out. We don't want you guys to do
Are you sure they...
Hold on, get what figured out?
Do they think you were overcharging them at all? Are you sure there's no dispute about that, Doria?
Well, we spent months haggling over the amount.
Now it's coming.
Here's the deal. See, Doria, I don't think they have a right to withhold payment based solely on that clause. But I do think they have a right to withhold payment if there's confusion as to who's owed or what is owed. Do you understand that? The what and the who. I don't know that. And the only way I'm going to know it, I guess, is I talk to Lennar. Mark, you seem to have a good rapport with them. Do you think we can talk to someone about it?
I'm going to give it a shot.
I mean, we can actually help them.
I really want to ask her one more time, though. Can you tell us, are they saying they don't owe you as much as you're saying?
She just said that. She just said they've been haggling, but...
Is $30,000 in dispute?
Right now, she's saying it is not in dispute. Right, Doria?
No, it is not in dispute.
Okay,
that was the bottom line number
I understand.
that we came to after months.
Okay, now I am saying there is a reason they're not paying. I personally, I'm going on record here, I do not believe Lennar Homes is withholding payment simply due to that clause.
Well, now that she said that they were receiving payments anyhow and knew and has emails that it was a factoring company, of course not.
By the way, who told us they were not paying because of the factoring company?
I don't remember.
I mean, did you tell us that, Doria? Who told us that to begin with, that's why they were withholding payment?
No, that wasn't me.
Okay, okay. Wow.
Someone called us and said that.
Now, Sam has an update on ransomware. Sam, your wife called originally, right? Sam? Okay.
No, this is Steve.
Steve, I'm sorry. I got the wrong line. I got line 4. I'm sorry, sir. Hold on, okay? Sam.
Yes, I'm here.
Your wife called originally.
Yes.
We had Azurian contact you, cybersecurity, whatever they do. I know these guys in the market. They're not on the referral list, but I know them. They're good guys. And you were wondering, should you pay the ransom or is there a way to get around it? And do you have a final update on this?
Well, the final update is that the news is not good. We lost everything. Charles Tyndall, he was out of town on business.
Right.
But he checked in with me constantly.
He was a good guy, huh?
And he's a good guy.
But why didn't why did you lose everything? Because you chose not to pay the ransom, right?
We chose not to pay the ransom as per the suggestion of Charles.
Yeah.
And also my new IT guy came in as well, and he also suggested not paying the ransom. But everybody left it up to us to make that final decision, and we decided not to pay that ransom and do whatever we could to try to extract any information out of the encrypted files as best as possible.
Man. So right now you had to start over.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's terrible.
But at the same time, it was, a week of misery for me.
I know.
But, you just pick yourself up and you do the best you can.
How do you think it got on? How do you think it got on your computer? Did anyone find that out? Hold on. I'd like to ask you that. Just hold on, because I want to give warnings to people. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center. I'm going to tell you something. This tinnitus treatment is very interesting. 6 hours a day I wear this. It does various tones in my ear, and it's supposed to make tinnitus go away. Now, I say supposed to. Now, there are countless people who've already had permanent relief from tinnitus. And when you get into this program, you get to keep the iPod and the program forever. So in a few years, if it starts bothering you, you do this program again. So we're going to talk about that, because that is something I'm doing personally. It's unbelievable. And I urge you to call Colorado Tinnitus for any kind of tinnitus problem or hearing problem. They have all kinds of therapies, and they do free test drives for all hearing aids. 303-534-0163, 534-0163. Look on the web, helpforringing.com.
This guy emailed. It looks like he...
did you stem coming back?
It looks like he deals with... He's saying he's very familiar with that assignment clause in the Lennar contract.
Church Ranch, that's
Even though he spelled
gone. There
Lennar
was a
wrong.
crash in the back. Westbound US 56 after that crash is being
How would he be
traffic
so?
is improving on the turnpike.
Maybe I
US 6 is
am
closed
thinking
both
it's spelled
directions in
different.
Clear Creek Canyon
No,
until
that's
later on this
yeah, he
evening.
spelled it wrong.
Is it one M?
But he's very familiar with it.
Well, he might have just not hit it right.
Sheridan and Dartmouth, the crash being cleared out.
You know what I mean? He might have
go. The weather forecast.
It only applies to payment due her.
The Pioneer 71.
It just says that they can't be forced to pay the money they owe her to anyone but her. Well, that's exactly what we're saying.
Right.
I think what happened is Lennar started making the payments to the debtor, and then they started realizing that they could get in this issue where they're going to have to pay 30 grand to the debtor and 30 grand to her, and the relationship.
This is why they don't want to deal with it. I'll tell you this. I mean, this turns into a nightmare for them.
It was crazy. Do you know most
Hey,
of
Steph.
Hi, babe.
Hi, Thank you. Really super busy.
You don't want to be aware of special mouthpieces that gradually
She doesn't want to hug on camera.
straighten their teeth from very, very young, before they get their permanent
I'm
teeth.
gonna ask
And what
him what he
happens
makes
when
of
it's
it.
time for braces, it's cut in half or a third of the time they need them. Or in some cases, they don't need braces at all. They never have to.
Oh, one thing to ask this guy on the ransomware, I talked to him about it.
He has a
Asked
special
him,
office.
he said he looked it up, and it's legal to pay ransom. He's like
Yeah.
paranoid about being on he looked up at small,
Yeah.
legal to pay ransom.
Smiles.
You know, like if you get kidnapped?
Smiles.com or call this number.
Did you see your camo? Did you see your camo dress? Isn't that cool? We picked that.
36900.
No, I didn't see it.
Look for Aurora Orthodontics. Show Mark your camouflage. Show him your camouflage. Look. Isn't that cool?
Non-surgical joint cushioning treatments.
You blend in.
Can see her.
Now, the osteorelief method merges a physician-administered, all-medical, FDA-approved joint cushioning treatment with high-tech laser-guided video to help get the medication precisely where it's needed to help your pain.
Steve the painter has a comment about Lennar.
Doctors can miss the joint.
They owe me money too.
The osteorelief method doesn't involve surgery, has no downtime, no risk of infection, bleeding, or a hospital stay. In fact, It takes less than 15 minutes, and many patients describe it as revolutionary. And it's so researched and effective that Medicare and most major insurances cover the procedure. Call the innovators of the Osteo Relief method for knee pain, cushioning, and relief to help keep you active and pain-free today. Call 800-578-KNEE to schedule.
So Shelley, lively debates here?
Very fast. Hold on, I have to show you something really fast. I was just waiting for the punches to start.
Oh, no. This is nothing.
No, that was great.
You need to call Art of Granite. When they remodel your kitchen, they'll do your bathroom vanity for free. Call them at 303-386.
Okay, now it lets me boost it. This is so weird. It wouldn't let me boost it yesterday.
Yeah, tell her, but we want her to come too.
Okay, I'll tell her.
Let me show you something real quick.
Slowed down all day, and thanks to Bluey News, neither have I. But I thought you
We got to give an update on this. But I want to show you
It works fast.
this poor woman.
That's right, and it's odor-free.
Just because
We did get a sponge bath from Mark.
And enjoy. Available in Walmart and Walgreens.
Yeah.
It could have been nicer, though. He was a little rough.
I felt so bad. We literally measured her. Let me show you.
I felt bad when she was walking.
Here she is. Look at the door. I just went, look, the door has now disappeared, literally.
Oh my God, you did this, Mark. This is great. I'm going to do an update video. Great, Mark. I didn't know you did this.
So, I mean, she literally can't get in. Now, the other thing that's really sad about her, she's 62 inches around.
Any questions?
Dan literally measured her. It was very awkward. Very awkward at that. Watch her walk. Both feet literally drag on the floor. Her feet, that's got to be diabetes, right? When your feet are all swelled up like that. Just look at, she glides her feet. She literally can't step up 8 inches.
In fact,
I mean, she can't step up 3 inches.
She said the occupational therapist said 2 inches on her. She couldn't step up 2 inches.
So she didn't get in.
And we got 2 HIPAA forms signed by her we have in
She
possession.
has never been in it. Never.
No, she's never. She really did try to get in too. Yeah. She's simple. I mean, she can't lift her foot. She can't fit through the door. And if she did get in, she can't close the door.
Of your heart, the sonnet rises slowly.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. So, Sam, did anyone determine how it got on your computer?
We think, and I think what it was is going through emails, that there was an email and it looked like it was from Microsoft telling me to update my Windows.
And you click on it and that releases the Kraken.
By the way, we have to make sure, is Daphne listening, do you think, downstairs?
Oh, yeah.
And Ted, there's a new one going around that looks like it's coming from somebody and it says open in Google Docs. And I got stung by that with Google Docs. And basically...
Not again, right?
No. Remember when I did?
Yeah, a year and a half or whatever.
Anyone on our domain who gets stung will get into ours. And I may not be worried about us, but then we got Daph. I'm not worried, Daph, about you so much. But Ted, hey, he's getting up there. Come on. Ted might...
Ted will click on anything.
No. So what I'm saying is thank you, Sam, for the update. But here's the deal.
Would you pay it? Would you pay it?
I think I'd pay the ransom.
I would.
Yes, but then I'd, redo the whole system.
Oh, of course.
But here's the deal. I got to tell you, though. It looks like you got sent a Google Doc, and you figure, what is the harm in clicking on a Google Doc? Then you put your name and password in. So here's what I want to tell you. Don't ever, anyone, accept or view anything on a link to anywhere unless you know the person and they say, I'm sending you this. So, Suzanne, I do that sometimes. I share a Google Doc with you. But also, when I share a Google Doc with you and you click on it, you don't have to re-enter your password and name.
Oh, no.
Because once you're signed in, you're signed in. So just beware of that and tell Ted. I don't know if he's listening, but tell Ted. He's our, I mean, I don't want to make fun of him.
Ted's
He's a great
not
guy.
Dead.
Our next hour, I've got a well, it's not a great update, but it's a pretty big update on Laurel and the Bentley Bat Steel.
Okay.
We went out again yesterday.
By the way, speaking of Ted, he took a trip to Egypt. Did you know that?
I think he's crazy.
Well, they mistook him for a mummy. He couldn't get out. They thought that this pasty white guy was coming to life, and they kept putting him back in the coffin. He had to be rescued. I mean, that's really bad.
Wow.
Let's talk to Sam. Let's talk. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get you back up here again. Hold on. Let me just put that on hold and bring up Steve the painter, Star Quality Painting from our referral list. What is your comment on Lennar on that payment and that assignment?
I think it's a smokescreen.
What do you mean? What does that mean?
Do it.
What is that?
I mean that all builders do that. It doesn't matter if it's Lennar, any one of the other home builders up and down the Front Range. That's exactly what they do. The warranty department, superintendents, they hide invoices. They'll shuffle things around.
What you're saying is they'll make it. They'll look for any hook to not pay.
Yes. And I know for a fact because I used to do a lot of new construction.
Well, thank you, Steve. Now, Kelly, you had a problem with Quality Auto Sound? Kel, what's the problem?
Hey, Tom.
Hey, Kelly.
Long listener.
Well,
Love
thank you,
guys.
man. Thank you. What's going on with Quality Auto Sound?
Oh, a radio show yesterday advertised a great deal for an amp and subwoofer for $199 installed. And I called one of their stores, but they were unaware and refused it. And I called around. I finally got back to that original store and got their manager, and he acknowledged the deal.
Well, where was it advertised?
On Sean Hannity's show.
Did it sound like me?
It didn't.
Oh, because a lot of people were saying, where are you, Suzanne? Somebody saying that they heard me do a commercial for Quality Auto Sound, and I said I didn't do it.
This is the same folks, and then they figured out it wasn't you.
Oh, okay, good. Okay. So, listen, Kelly, we heard about this yesterday. They're advertising something, and are they not living up to it?
No, they're not. They've actually it's advertised as $199 installed.
Yeah.
And when I called, they said that's right.
Let's look
Plus
for that
the
commercial.
wiring.
I mean, I don't know anything about it. Let's look for it. I want to talk to you more though and get details. So hold on, because we're running out of time. I'm Troubleshooter Tom Martino. We got a lot going on here. You got to stick around. This is the only show of its kind anywhere. If you have a problem, question, or complaint, or just a comment, give us a call.
Having fun yet?
Having a blast. You guys are awesome.
Hey,
it is fun.
Dan, I got that video of you giving her a sponge bath, too. You want me to put that up?
With soap or without soap?
Soap on a roll.
What kind of door can't she get into? Is it like her bathroom door?
It's a walk-in tub.
Oh.
So she got a walk-in tub. You wouldn't believe this, Shelley. Seriously, this is really
One of those ones that have the little thingy on it?
The top of the door is this wide. It's 18 inches wide, 16 inches with the door, if you go from the door. The bottom is 13 inches. She's around circumference, 61 inches, 62 inches, and 8-inch upstep. She can't lift her, I know she can't lift the 2 inches. She's never been in there. Yeah. And she said that George Bentley from Bentley and Bass was out there prior to her putting in the tub. So he's seen her, seen how she walks. She walks with a walker. It'll take her 30 seconds to go from here to there.
Right.
You know, and then go
And
into
didn't realize this and this.
Well, she didn't realize that George, seeing that, who sells these,
Should have realized.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And if it's the ADA, American Disabilities Act, if you put in a walk-in shove, if they fall in there under that, it's a 30 or 36 inch minimum width for that to get in there. I mean, this is absolutely should not have been sold. And what they should have done instead is put a walk-in shower and just do the pan. There's like either a door or a curtain. She could walk in there, sit down, you know, and then do that.
Right.
This is, and the total price of this and then the ramp was like 14 something like that. Totally, this is totally worth it. The ramp, it was actually, look, the tile job looks pretty good. They said that it's leaking and they should have updated. We're not getting into that. The one big thing is, it's totally inappropriate for her to have a walk-in tub like this. And it's paid by Medicaid.
GOP leaders say they have the votes they need following last minute.
So that's what really comes down to this. It's just, and we had her walk in there, so we could show her to see if she tried. It was painful watching her to try to get in there. And then, like I say, this is no lie. If you could have got her in there, which you would have had to shove to get her, there's no way she would have got out. You would have to call the fire department to get her out. And they would have cut the tub.
Costs $1.43 for American
What is she trying? I mean, she wants a new tub, right?
Right. She wants something. She doesn't even need a tub. If she had a walk-in shower with a pan that the stroller would just go over a lip, go in there, and then sit down, and then turn on, have the shower over here turn on and stuff. Something like that is what she really needs.
But it's not, I mean, it's not, is it Bentley Bass's responsibility?
She said George was out there prior to...
George Costanza?
Prior to her getting it.
Quality auto sound.
It was supposed to be, what she said, an occupational therapist said, a 2-inch walk up to get in there. This is an 8-inch. But like I say, I would have a hard time shutting the door, sitting down on that.
Hear about it.
So is she saying that she didn't get what she ordered, or
she didn't know what she ordered?
You know, I talk about all my accidents.
Until it was actually in and everything. I mean, she's 74 years old.
I always say, hey, I hope you don't need them.
because I don't know many of the details. It sounds like one of those things that like probably nobody's really responsible.
I will guarantee you, if an occupational therapist said this, she should be fired. Bentley Bass being out there should have seen her, that this was going to work. They had to cut a wall down and cut the door open to get the bath in there.
Well, why don't we just call Medicaid and have them cut her another $15,000
So many things to think about.
We've been sending this, I've been bouncing on 4 different people, from Colorado Access to DOLA to Medicaid.
Did she have a?
I didn't look at it yet.
Quote or anything with them?
So when Medicaid gets involved in that, they pretty much take it. She said she's seen pricing of it.
But not the details on.
Because she's not paying for it.
Yeah.
You know,
Then call us now.
and they put it in there so she could stay in the house.
At 3% with an APR of 3.
But somebody at Medicaid looked at the paperwork and approved it?
3% with an APR of 3.328%.
Right. They were paying.
That seems like where the responsibility is right there.
Well, like I say, I sent back to DOLA, I said, if this occupational therapist,
on the web at
approve this is total competence.
bestloanscolorado.com for low rates. Call.
I haven't heard back from them. I sent a picture of the
1100.
This is a cut way, every once in a while you get, you can walk in there and see her, when we first walked in there, she was walking over there, you go, oh God. And then we went and looked at the tub. The tub is, that door, like I say, is 18 inches wide in here, and if you go with the door open and look at it there, it's 16 inches wide. And I'm serious, if she would have ever got in there, there's no way she would have got out. No way.
Super self-off.
Where's the wedding again?
Did she request a walk-in tub originally?
No,
Why would they put a walk-in tub if she didn't want one?
I don't know how that conversation went down, but the therapist, the way it works is if she requests something to use to bathe, stay in the house, the occupational therapist comes out there, this is the way it works, and recommends seeing her, recommends what she has done, and then orders it through Medicaid, Colorado Access, and then DOLA pays for it.
So the install company,
should have seen.
Should have seen.
And he was out there, she said.
They bring the store to you, come in and measure it, then install it all.
And that styling service for every budget thing.
Of course, they're hiding behind HIPAA.
Right.
Who is?
Bentley.
We have 2 HIPAA signed though. One for one we can fill in for anybody because Medicaid's going to say, oh no, it's got to be made towards this, and one for Bentley. So if George wants to say he can't talk to us, we have the HIPAA request.
I was just thinking.
Fully signed.
It wasn't, I don't know if it was Bentley Bath that did it. It was, I think, one of their sub.
Still Bentley.
Right. But if they say, wow, that's.
But George is the one that went out.
That's what she had said, yeah.
Only some restrictions may apply. Ask for details.
is The Troubleshooter Show.
Help! I need somebody.
Now, Tom Martino, The Troubleshooter.
Help me if you can, I'm feeling down.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Here to help you solve problems, answer questions, and take complaints. Reality radio at its best. Recovering millions of dollars for people over the years, and we're glad you're here. We have a guest from the referral list, a new member here from True View Windows and Glass of Colorado.
What do you guys do? Just install new windows, fix them, siding, everything, right?
Not siding. So we're window specialists. New windows. We specialize in
Vinyl?
fixing. Vinyl, aluminum.
Wait, you said something about fixing?
Fixing.
What do you mean? That's good.
Yeah, it's very good.
Because 5280 Window, Glass, and Screen Repair is getting out of the business.
Yeah, they don't do.
So what are you doing?
So we're doing everything.
Will you do the hinges, the latches, the hardware?
Balancers,
Mark,
glass.
this is great news.
I know.
You guys need us to come out tomorrow?
No, it's great news. So if somebody has a double pane of glass that needs to be replaced, they don't have to do the whole window.
That is absolutely right.
And you'll also sell brand new windows.
Absolutely.
What brand are they? Are they your own brand?
No, we do. We're a distributor, Milgard.
All the big ones.
Yeah, just the big ones.
Okay, so what about like seals and all that? You do that?
Seal failure, we don't.
Not seals. I mean, like, you know, the weather stripping.
The weather stripping, yes, on the window. We're not going to go out and.
No, that's what I mean. I mean on the window, the one that comes.
Fuzzy.
Yeah, or the vinyl around the window.
Absolutely.
And
shower doors.
Shower doors, screens, tabletops.
You rescreen?
We'll rescreen.
Wow. Man, we did. The timing couldn't be better.
No.
Because 5280 got out of the retail side altogether.
No, this is great news. By the way, True View Windows and Glass of Colorado, they are a repair company as well as replacement. 720-279-7776. So if you look for True View, if we did our job right, it'll come right up on the referral list at referrallist.com. Now, Kelly said he went to Quality Auto Sound, and he wanted to buy this special, or called them and they didn't know about it. We listened to the commercial, and it says that Quality Auto Sound is offering, it doesn't say amp and subwoofer at all. It says a Kenwood bass system.
12-inch.
That's what it says. 12-inch Kenwood bass system for $199.
Installed.
Now, installed. So let's talk to to Kelly. Okay, Kelly, so that we just listened to it, and it says, you need that bass. And will it work my factory? Yes, it will. A fully installed 12-inch Kenwood, is it Kenwood? Yeah, Kenwood. Kenwood bass system, whatever that is. So
I looked that up. It looks like what that is a bass and then 2 speakers.
Well, I don't know what it is, but anyway. What happened, Kelly, when you called the store? They said they didn't know what you were talking about?
Then when I called back, they said, oh, yeah, we do know what that is.
And what's the problem with what it is?
It's $199 installed.
Yeah.
And they said, yes, it's $199 installed plus wiring. And the wiring's $160.
Wait a minute.
The little plug.
Wait a minute.
So that'll be $360.
No, wait a minute. Did they really say plus wiring?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Well, it means the wire that runs from the front of the car.
So they're going to install the speaker itself. They'll install the speaker itself, but nothing else.
It won't work.
It won't wire.
Connected.
Now, wait a minute. I'm sorry. I think that's misleading.
Yeah.
Come on.
Maybe we need to call in. I'll call and clarify. Give us the number of that location, please.
Area code.
No, just give it to us off the air.
Yeah. I don't think they're trying to rip people off. It's just a little weird. Come on. Kenwood bass system.
Now, if you already had a bass, would you have to pay for that?
Well, no. The whole idea of the commercial was she didn't have bass. That was the whole commercial.
He thought that sounded like you, too, by the way.
Yeah. Well, anyway. He didn't sound bad. Nick. Sorry you had to wait so long, Nick. Welcome. What's going on, Nick?
That's about how you guys doing. Thanks for taking my call.
I'm sorry for this, man. So what's going on with your attorney, Nick?
Hey, not too much. I hired an attorney to represent me in a criminal matter December 5th. Was unable to get a hold of him, except for, let's see, maybe once he reached out to me over text message and said he was in court. And then, for the next 3 months, he's basically silent. And then the day before court.
I don't know if you ever listened to the show, but I talk a lot about Joseph A. Lazara, attorney at law. He's a great guy. Yeah. And
I already got a new new representation.
I wish you would have called him. Okay, that's okay. Now tell me, you're calling about the first guy or the second guy? The first guy, right?
The first fella, yeah. I've given him $2,000. Discharged him about 4.5 weeks ago. My new attorney has given him notice that he's been discharged. The entries of appearance have been changed. And I can give you, the reasons of him being discharged go farther than just not giving me a call back for 3 months. He failed to give me discovery on my case.
So did he do you serious damage?
At this point, yes. I'm unable to pay my bills. I'm having to take out loans at high interest rates. I'm having to put up my car as collateral. It's not a pleasant experience right now. I'm telling him that I'm getting.
What do you want? What do you want?
I want my money back.
How much did you pay him?
$2,000.
And what is he saying?
He's saying that. Let's see. I got a text this morning. So for the past 5 days, I've been getting a series of excuses. The first excuse was I'm out of town. Second excuse, I don't have my checkbook. The next day, I'm in trial for the next 2 days.
Okay. What's his name? What's his name?
Chris Griffin out of Westminster.
Okay, here's the deal. If he did absolutely nothing for you and charged you $2,000, you should go to the Fee Dispute Committee of the Bar Association. They will.
I've already.
Okay.
They're already investigating.
Good. That is the most powerful thing. They will actually do an arbitration, but they take that very seriously. You paid him $2,000. Did he give you an itemized bill that delineated what he did and when he did it?
No, sir, not at all.
But you're saying for that $2,000 he did nothing, literally.
Absolutely nothing. I mean, from the day of my court case, from the initial, what would you call it, arraignment for this criminal case, and talking with the people in Boulder County, the status of the case had not changed from the first day to the last day.
How many days was he fully engaged? How many days was he?
Because I was never informed of the status of my case.
I understand that. I understand that. How many days was he officially on record as your attorney?
Let's see here, from December 5th. I mean,
how many days? Just give me a roughly idea. How long? Just a rough idea. How long was he on the job, so to speak? And I know he didn't do anything, but how long?
Maybe.
December to when? When?
I never got discovery, so never. I never got a call back.
Okay. Let me make this easy. Let me make this easy, Nick. Nick, let me make this easy. December 5th, you engaged him. When did you hire a new attorney?
I was able to finally pay for it about 2 weeks ago. They wanted $5,000.
So this guy was officially of record December, January, February, March, April, right? 5 months?
But he's been like I sent him a notification, let's see. I let him know.
Back when? You need to have these dates, Nick, for the Fee Dispute Committee.
Yeah, I've already given them to him. I let him know April 6th.
April 6th. Okay. Here's the point. It's not how long he was on, but what he did. Attorneys, basically, the biggest issue...
I haven't seen what they did.
Right. The biggest issue we get with attorneys is communication, just like you're saying. Or if they... It could be that they did something, but you didn't know about it. I would make them put in writing an itemized bill. And I'm telling you, he has to do it. Do you have a fee agreement with him? A fee?
Right, I mean, I do not. And
you never signed a fee agreement?
No, sir, not at all.
Okay, he's got a lot of problems. He didn't do a fee agreement. He didn't do a detailed bill. His name is Chris Griffin?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I want to give him a call and find out.
I wouldn't call you guys for help unless... I mean, I'm going under. I've told him I'm going under, man. I need this. Like,
okay, we're gonna give his office a call. And Suzanne, if you can't get it done in between calls, give it to Deputy Dan or Daff. Let's call this Chris Griffin. And here's the question: would be, you don't have a fee agreement. If that $2,000 he paid is in a trust account, he wants it back. Or you better give an itemized bill for everything. everything. Even if he doesn't want to talk to us about it, we're going to tell him he doesn't have to talk, just listen. And if he wants to address it, Nick will give him permission to talk to us. Let's get on this. I feel badly for you, Nick. What was the crime, by the way? What was the crime?
I'm sorry.
What was the crime?
It's kind of complicated, actually.
Well, what was the charge? I'm curious, because it makes a difference as far as representation. What was the charge? What did he have to do? I need to know what it was. Listen, it doesn't matter. We don't know who you are. It's just, what was the charge?
Oh my gosh, man.
Oh, listen.
I left my condo to walk a neighbor out to their car. I walked a neighbor out to the car. Upon my return, one of my neighbors is being choked to death by her crazy husband. I intervened in the case.
Oh,
when I intervened, the police said I had a warrant, and they would not let me lock my home. I went to lock my home.
Okay, so
and
Nick,
police officer
so you weren't arrested for helping this woman. You were arrested because there was an outstanding warrant.
Yes, for a very minor infraction.
So the outstanding warrant was what? Traffic?
Yes.
And it wasn't DUI?
No.
And for that you were apprehended, and it didn't get more complicated than that. So the only thing you are arrested for is an outstanding summons.
Pretty much.
Why didn't you just pay it? Why'd you hire an attorney?
I actually had hired an attorney the day before, and that attorney, which is why I'm looking at withdrawing. Oh my God!
No, wait a minute, Nick. Something doesn't. And not that it matters, but if I'm going to get involved here, I need to know full disclosure. Why would you spend $2,000 on an attorney if you were only arrested for a bench warrant? This doesn't sound right
Over
to
a
me.
traffic
Yeah,
deal.
over a traffic. It just doesn't sound right. So listen, let's not call this Griffith guy and tell Griffin. We need to find out more.
Be straight and we'll help.
Yeah, there's something missing big time from this story, and we need details. That's just how it's going to be. We need absolute discount. And by the way, Joseph A. Lazara, for anyone listening, please, I give his name for a reason. He's a great guy, defense attorney, 303-429-6200. And he'll do initial consultations, and if he takes money, it's in a trust account, he will tell you exactly what he's doing, when he's doing it, and he will communicate. 303-429-6200. Joseph Lazara on my referral list. There's something wrong with this story, isn't it?
Absolutely.
So far, yes.
It
was a little traffic offense. I was raping a woman in my car.
Stop and go on the approach to Vasquez as well.
Who knows?
Pretty good down.
Right?
No major delays. Southbound 225, still seeing the typical slowing there on the approach to I-25. Keep in mind that U.S.
You want to call this attorney?
I think you should invite her. Why not? You better hurry up, though.
What?
You should invite her.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought, okay.
I mean, they're wacky, but who cares?
Yeah, exactly. That makes it fun.
Hold up with your traffic and weather.
I don't think so. I think we still want to call the attorney.
No, he said wait. He wants to drag the story out. He's not
That's why
buying
you're
it.
here listening and I'm not. Okay.
So you didn't see any tile you wanted. You just want to make sure.
Yeah, he knew. It was complicated, but I understand.
Okay. All right. Sometimes I don't like being the messenger.
Here's all
we both are yelling at
Here's all we do. When we use somebody on the air, we do a spot ahead.
Right.
And if they haven't played already, we pull them out.
Right, but you were saying pull them out at the beginning of the show before.
I know that.
I don't understand that part of it. I understand when you want them out because we work in the comments.
Let me explain this. This is the third hour, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, first 2 hours. That's hour one and hour two. Now, when I say pull them out, it's because I record these and recut them. Right? So I'll always have fresh lines. Always. So, Lazara was on there all the time. So I said, pull them out. Put something else in. What you put in?
It was concrete lift that he put in.
No. I said put somebody else in. So boom, he did, right? So that's just a swap. Put him in here, put another one here. So this one now gets live recorded. Okay, that's all. So whenever I do that, all I'm doing,
you're just swapping.
I'm just swapping 1 minute for 1 minute. But I'm taking, let's say I did 2 minutes every single day to the third hour. I want to put him in the second hour. I want to move around. okay? And then the third hour spots, I record and read up for the first and second hour.
Gotcha.
Okay.
But if we use print in content in the first 2 hours, then we can just completely axe it. We don't have to refill it.
Now, let's say somebody is here, let's call it Joe, and he hasn't played yet, and I take him on a phone call, we ask him, but now there's a vacancy here, so now we can do this, and lighten that up even more.
Okay,
Now
and
you
the
have a
problem with
visual.
Drew is Joe already.
That's right, that's the only complication.
Okay.
But he knows what to do whenever. So you just, so all we're doing is creating vacancies in the first 2 hours to pull from the third.
Third. Perfect. Okay.
After the initial swap.
Thank you, Tom.
I want to answer this email. Tom, I thought you said you were going somewhere else to do hormone therapy, age management, and testosterone. Why the switch? I knew I was going to get that question, so I'm going to tell you straight up. With BioT, they give you the most natural delivery of testosterone with these pellets that dissolve slowly 4 to 6 months. They're placed under the skin. It's not painful at all. If you work out, you get more. If you don't work out, you get less. It's very
I gotta go to California for a wedding.
for both men and women.
Too many liberals.
It's an essential building block for health, for energy, for stamina.
You know what it is,
When you
Napa?
do this, you're going to notice the difference.
It's in wine country. Pismo, Verde. I've never been in California that deep. I've been to like San Diego. I'll be in and out, man. Boom, wedding, boom, back to Vegas. Go see some shows. I love Vegas shows. My favorite are magicians. I love magicians and comedians. Magicians are the best. I'm going to see Chris Angel, and we'll see.
I like Chris Angel, man.
Is it a good show?
I like him.
I've never seen
I've
the
not
show.
seen the show, but I saw, you know, the other guy that's always there, you know.
Siegfried.
Oh, I've seen that. Yeah,
Copperfield.
David Copperfield. He's just
Even the smaller guys playing the smaller places or smaller venues are unbelievable.
Oddly, you should say magicians. Those are the only shows I see. I hate Vegas. I hate Vegas.
Last time we went, we saw 2 Circus Olays, 4 magicians, and comedies.
Do you like surf? I just can't.
It's all right. The kids have never seen
The
it.
only one I went to was the Beatles. That was cool.
If we do another Circus Olay, the only one I'll do is Michael Jackson. I'm not seeing the same ones again. Which one? Oh, yeah. I've seen it twice.
I thought it was pretty good.
There's one where they're naked.
But they're incredible people, aren't they?
That one was just weird.
One Clear Choice Garage Doors from Fort Collins to Colorado Springs. Let it be your one clear choice. When it comes to garage doors, we love these guys. Chappie runs the place like the Marines. All the guys and gals are clean cut, honest, ethical. They do free inspections, free, just to get the sticker on your garage door because they want to come back if you ever have a problem. And those inspections include lubrication and hinge tightening and adjustments of the safety stuff. And then they'll give you a full written report of what's wrong or right with your door. OneClearChoiceDoors.com, 303-565-6409. That's 565-6409. Let's keep going. Nick's got a problem with an attorney. I'm not trying to be hard-ass with Nick. I want to really help him. And I understand he's overwhelmed, and we want to help. We don't think you're a bad guy, Nick. We just need to hear the story. You said you were picked up on a warrant, an outstanding bench warrant for a traffic issue. Is that right?
Well, here's what happened. So I had a traffic issue. I hired an attorney. That attorney and I, settled that case. I completed my probation. I was 10 days away.
And that was years ago. That was years ago, right?
Yes, 2 years ago.
And that was a DUI. That was a DUI.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So then what?
Or, it was actually DWAI.
It doesn't matter. Nick, I'm not judging you here, bro. I'm just going to talk to you. Okay. Then what?
I'm being specific as I can. Okay.
And you thought it was all done, and then what happened?
No, I'm 10 days away from going to a judge to review the probation because it's 12-month term is coming to an end. So on that, 10 days before, my probation officer, quits again. I've had 5 different probation officers because the county of Boulder likes to oftentimes
you don't have to
defer
tell me
the
excuses.
probation
You didn't show up for probation. Is that right?
No, you don't understand. The complaint was about a hot UA, but they had lost a doctor's note regarding some surgeries I was doing and stuff like that. So when they did find the doctor's information and stuff like that,
Nick, there was a failure. There was a failure to appear.
It was filed and it was
Right.
automatically signed. No, there's no failure to appear. Like I said, Tom, it was a hot UA.
Why was there a warrant issued? That's what I don't understand. Why was there a warrant issued? Why didn't you just face it 2 years ago?
Tom, there's automatically a warrant issued when a probation officer makes a complaint.
Okay.
It's an automatic
Okay. But the next time you went into probation, he would have told you about...
So, no, sir. I found out the next day when I was paying my standard restitution payments every month. So when I found out from the clerk of the court, I received a complaint printout. I have a printout now of this complaint from the probation officer, and I hire an attorney.
Okay.
A different attorney.
Gotcha.
Not one of the two I'm talking about.
No, I know.
Okay, so this different attorney takes $750 of mine instead of telling me to go quash the warrant. And then I get picked up the next day. And I fire that attorney because my mom begs him to show up at the jail. He shows up at the jail because he feels bad.
And this was about this was about 2 years ago, right? About 2 years ago.
No, this just happened on December 5th.
Okay.
Weekend of December 5th.
Okay,
this
so
attorney gave me terrible advice
Nick,
and had me
that $750 you paid a few years ago to quash
It was not a few years ago. It was December 3rd.
Okay. You found out about a warrant December 3rd.
I found out about a complaint from my probation officer December 3rd.
So you were still on probation.
I was 10 days away from finishing. Yes.
I get it now. That's okay. Okay, enough said. So you were 10 days away from finishing probation when a hot UA turned up, and I don't care what you say. There was nothing. I understand there was a reason. It doesn't matter. You were innocent. I understand. You hired an attorney. He didn't quash the warrant, and you were picked up, and then you hired this clown and gave him $2,000. I get it now.
No. So I hired this. So I hired this attorney for the warrant. Instead of having me
I know. He didn't do anything. I'm talking about the guy you're complaining about, Chris. You paid him $2,000. He did nothing.
Yes.
Okay, that's where we are now. I understand everything now. So now that $2,000 that you paid, he did nothing. He literally did nothing. He didn't make any appearances for you?
The only appearance he made, he was incommunicado for 4 months.
Was he in court for you?
He did show up, but I asked him not to.
It doesn't matter. He showed up how many times?
One time.
When? In January?
The April 27th. There was a court date on April 28th, or April 27th, and I let him know formally April 26th that I wasn't going to go with him.
Here's the bottom line, Nick. He still had to go in. He still had to. He still had to go in.
When I asked him why he didn't talk to me all these months, he goes, I'm here now.
I know. He's an idiot. But here's the deal, Nick. Listen, he had to show up that day in order to enter his, he had to get released from the case. Listen, now I understand the case. You basically paid $2,000. You got one appearance, and even that appearance was just to basically exit the case. I do believe, based on the fact you tell me now, you told me you did not sign a fee agreement, and you told me he did nothing, I think we should let somebody call this attorney and ask him about it, okay? Now, Kelly, I don't, do we have quality sound on, auto sound? Do we have him on? Are we getting him on? Okay. Kelly's got a good problem. I think he heard this commercial about a 12-inch Kenwood base system for $199, and then the guy said, but it'll be $160 for wiring, which is weird. I mean, that's weird. So it's not $199 fully installed.
At least we don't think so.
Well, we'll find out the true story. Now let's keep going. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Catherine, welcome. Catherine, welcome. I think I saw the pictures yesterday of your staircase you sent in.
We passed $1 million special assessment 4 years ago specifically to fix all the staircases in this building. 3 of them were fixed. One day the construction crew just disappeared and the construction dumpsters stayed for 6 more weeks. But this last horrible staircase, which is probably the original from '83, was not repaired, but all the other ones in this building were. And I fell down and broke my arm.
How did the staircase contribute to that?
Because the lip on the 3rd step
is
loose. So when I took a step up, my shoe caught under the lip and I went down.
Wow. Now, what did the HOA say?
Oh, I sent in a report of injury and they said, oh, we're very sorry. I'll pass this on.
Okay. How much were your bills?
I haven't been billed yet. This just happened a week ago, last Friday night.
Do you think that the HOA will pay?
No, they have a pattern of ignoring me. I'm the lady with the traumatic brain injury that's retired. I took them 3 years to get me to fix my sidewalk. They won't fix my garage space that leaks rust water on my car, even though I have a warranty deed as the owner of that home, of that space. I told them, you're committing theft by denial of service.
This sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah, Catherine, they're not. Let's forget about the theft by denial of service. I don't know what movie you watch, but okay, let's just talk to John Fuller about personal injury here. And quickly, John, she fell down the steps. She says it was the staircase's fault because there's some kind of disrepair and a lip or something on the step. Let's just say for argument's sake, John, let's say for argument's sake that it was, you know, it's a ratty staircase and she fell down and she broke her arm. What recourse does she have?
Well, who owns the staircase? Who's responsible for the condition of the staircase? And what level of knowledge did they have about the condition of the staircase?
So it's the HOA.
They had a great level of knowledge because we passed $1 million special assessment a year ago to fix them all because they said the building was going to be condemned if we didn't.
And how many staircases are there in all?
There's 1, 2, 3, I believe 6.
Okay, and they fixed them. Did they fix that one?
No, this one they left the original one. It's been this way for years.
Okay, so what do you think about that, John?
I want to know where that money went.
Well, that's a separate issue, Catherine. Do you think she has? Do you think she has? Can you hold on for a second? Do me a favor and just hold on for a second, please. John Fuller, I'd love to explore this with you if you could. John Fuller, Fuller Law, 303-597-4500.
If you're doing any home improvements, Buy and Build is the place to go for cabinets, countertops, sinks, toilets, faucets, and more.
So what do you think? If the same pothole's there forever in the parking lot, and you've maneuvered around it 100 times, and then one day you finally fall in it, is Walmart responsible? What do you think?
What's that? I'm sorry.
I'm asking him.
Well, if they, here, well, you see, you got a hole in it, right? They should have repaired that.
What happens if it's been there forever?
Right, what I'm saying is at a time, you know, at night and everything and stuff, yeah, you move around with it, but it's still something that they knew about, right?
How about if someone a year before that fell in it?
Yeah, oh, absolutely, yeah.
You know, the one thing is,
You're having fun? I am.
if you write it into a contract and put like, even though that step is broke, you acknowledge it here in the contract, then therefore the contract would stand up any day in court.
Would you please tell Tom the quality auto sound update so you know they're not coming on?
And Tom, what I did on that one is I pretended I was a customer and asked them about it.
It's a bad deal.
So you've got to buy. You have to have a wire kit to put in there. They'll put it in there if you have an approved wire kit. They'll put it in for that price.
And even worse, listen to this.
But if you have a stock radio, you need this low-level converter.
And right in the commercial it says use your own.
If you have a modified system.
So are you saying that they're justified now?
No. I'm saying
ridiculous.
there's other things that you may need. You would be just, if you brought in a radio and you had a good system, you know, an aftermarket system that had this low-level converter in there, and you gave them a
wire kit, they would install it for
$199. Well, no, I'm just saying is that there's conditions.
So what do you think? They don't say some conditions apply.
I have no idea what I didn't listen to the commercial. But I could call
Stop
them.
stirring the shit.
No, I can call them up and have.
He always sticks up for the bad guy. You notice that? It's like, Bradley's not a bad guy.
He's not a bad guy.
You should have seen him. He tripped that old lady yesterday while we were there.
I could try to get him on.
try to come to work without stirring the shit. Just one day.
Damn the stir.
Damn, would that be a good thing? Just
Would
one
that be a good
you
day?
can do
That'd be a good day.
So if you put in the contract that one of the steps was broke in a mall, for example, so anybody that read a sign going into the mall, that would be the contract saying, please watch for the step. If someone fell on that step because the contract was there, everything would be fine, right?
The bear is getting poked. Oh, damn, I missed that one on the air. I had to step up.
What's your favorite airline?
Southwest.
Oh, because
So do you go out of your way to get
Hey!
that? Seriously.
I don't go any other way.
You don't go, so wait, you don't shop airlines by price, you shop Southwest.
I shop airlines by price,
Yep.
but I still go Southwest.
Do you like the way they load the plane?
No. I pay extra to load first.
Oh, you do?
I
Do you ever save seats?
I do.
Ah! 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 In your face! In your face! She's a seat saver!
No, but she pays, if she's in insult to injury, she pays extra one time.
To save seats for everybody!
But if you sit in the middle, you know, you got.
I love her! I love her! I want a picture with her! The seat saver!
Sit in the middle, or somebody's only going to
How
sit
much
here
extra
or
do you have
here.
to pay to load first?
$15 a trip.
And then she can save it for the rest of her family.
You get
And you can sell some
either
extra.
the end of hay or
For
the beginning of
$5.
fee. So,
Well, how do you get
You actually make a little money.
you got to fly a lot. I don't fly that.
No, really, why wouldn't you get the front of pay if you pay?
Because I buy the cheap tickets, and if I want to buy the expensive tickets, I pay A, like A1, A2, yeah, I don't know what they call them,
I love it.
but I pay $36 per ticket, not $236.
36
for no
I fly to Phoenix all the time, and for $36, $44.
Do you realize that won't pay for gas in the car?
Oh my God, not even.
Absolutely not. And it includes your luggage and,
Includes there,
you
I'm
know, it's not all
Southwest.
that other little.
Now, there are certain times you gotta fly though to get that $36.
Oh, they
I'm gonna pay extra.
If you're looking 30 days out,
Just make sure you Facebook Live.
And there are some airport fees.
You better watch it, they'll just remove you from the plane.
Might be $60 at the moment.
If you bring
round
Dan,
trip,
he'll stir up the trouble.
Sorry.
How many times have you been removed from an airline, Dan?
Hey,
For stirring up trouble?
3, but
Hi, I'm Tom Martino. John Fuller, attorney at law, does personal injury. And I've talked to a few people, it's funny, who say they talked to John Fuller. And I said, did you have a personal injury? They said, no. I just called him because I hear you talk about him all the time on the show, and I wanted a legal opinion. Now, I swear to you, I've heard this now. 3 different people told me this.
Recently.
Yesterday, someone else told me, John, I didn't realize that you're so popular with our listeners. You do get calls sometimes that are not personal injury, don't you?
I do.
That's funny.
Yes, I do.
And they say you're such a good guy, and they shoot the crap with you and stuff. I said, well, don't waste his time.
Well, make sure to give his number out.
No. I just want to tell people he's a nice guy, and if you want to talk about your personal injury case, okay, but apparently, no, seriously, this is the 3rd time yesterday. I'm trying to think who it was that I talked to, and they said, oh, yeah, I called John Fuller, and I said, what?
John, do you like talking sports?
Yeah. So anyway, John Fuller, personal injury. Now, here's what I want to say. Catherine fell down the stairs. John, you heard the story. And you know, listen, I'd be ticked off too. She said those stairs have been disrepair. They did a special assessment for the stairs. What do you think?
Well, Tom, I think that, I mean, in a vacuum, yes, HOAs can be liable for premises liability for injuries sustained in the common areas of a property. But it's a lot more complicated than just in a vacuum. So where it needs to start is, and all those claims about theft and denial of service, those aren't going to go anywhere. This is going to come down to coverage. It's going to come down to the insurance coverage. It's going to come down to the specific language in the decks and bylaws as to the common area maintenance and whose responsibility it is. It may even come down to liability of third-party contractors if people had been...
What does she do first?
And the actual damages, right, John?
What does she do? What does Catherine do first? There you are, Catherine. What does she do first?
So, Catherine, I think you need to start with the decks and bylaws of your association and find out exactly who is responsible for the area where you fell. And it may seem like a simple thing, but but it needs to be specifically identified. And then the next step is to engage the liability insurance company for the HOA and make the case that your injury was caused by that dangerous condition that falls within the general liability coverage of that association or of that.
I would love to
insurance.
do all those things, but the HOA will give me none of that.
Well, as a member of the HOA, you're certainly entitled to know who their insurance company is.
Yeah, of course you can find that out. They have to tell you, Catherine. Talk to them.
But they won't. That was my point about the garage. I don't care about the garage anymore. I'm telling you, it's a pattern. They will not tell us.
They have to tell you. There's no two ways about it. You go and listen. Here's what you say. I need the name of the insurance carrier for the HOA.
So, sometimes people are jerks and they just won't provide the information because they don't know or because your caller is a pain in their butt and they're tired of dealing with her. But, the reality is this. If this case were filed in litigation, immediately after the answer is filed, the very first thing that a defendant is required to do is to produce the identity of and a copy of any insurance policies that may be available to cover those damages. So they can't do that forever. If they're being a jerk right now...
Here's what I understand what you're saying, John. Here's what I would do. Catherine, I would say this. Say, listen, I fell and I was injured. I'm not trying to cause a lot of trouble. And maybe the insurance company will turn me down. But I at least want the name and number of the carrier for the HOA. And as an owner, I'm entitled to it, and that's where I'd leave it. If they refuse, you call us back. Let's just take it one step at a time. That's the very first thing. And then, John, we'll get back to you, but insurance is often the only place to collect. And sometimes it's a no-fault thing. If you get injured on the premises, they'll pay medical bills, but they're not going to pay a lot of extra stuff,
That's certainly a possibility.
Now, John Fuller Law, remember, personal injury, 303-597-4500, and 303-597-4500. He is a friendly guy, though. He is.
We have pictures of that step, by the way, up on Facebook.
Yeah.
And then if you like sports, John really likes the Broncos.
I should mention, we are live on Facebook. I forget to mention that every day. Live on Facebook, live on YouTube, and, of course, iHeartRadio, the app. The app is good because I like it, and Mark gave me the idea, although I do it with a lot of my TV shows. I Bluetooth them into the radio and listen to them while I'm driving.
Yeah.
I do.
It's very bizarre you say that.
Why?
You listen to a TV show while you're driving.
Of course I do.
And you don't watch it.
No.
Of course you couldn't.
No, I watch it. I mean, I listen to it.
Yeah, I get you. I guess I've done that, actually.
Well, the phone, because really most of the stories you just listen anyway. I mean, so here's the deal. If you need to do that with the iHeart, you can. I mean, if you don't have a satellite radio in your car, and you want to listen to another city. In fact, I think this does more than satellite because you can tune into your local city where you grew up and listen to radio there.
Oh, and you can create your own channels. Yeah. And the best part is it's free.
Yeah. Okay, let's keep going here.
You want an update on Laurel?
I want to know about Kelly first.
Okay.
Kelly went to Quality Auto Sound, or called him, for the $199 fully installed Kenwood-based system. They said it would be $160 extra for wiring. I do believe it's misleading. Kelly, that's what I believe. Let's talk to Dan. Deputy Dan, what did they say?
So I called them out there, and I talked to Josh. Josh answered the phone, and they will do it for $199, but you have to have a pre-approved wire kit. Now,
what does that mean?
You got to have a wire kit that goes within their specs, so it doesn't, as he said, heat up and distort the sound.
Well, shouldn't they say $199 plus wiring?
I would think that would be.
You don't have your own wire kit,
or some conditions apply, or some term. I don't know. It just doesn't sound.
So their minimum wire kit is $59. And then if you have a stock radio, you're going to have to get this.
Wait. Why did they tell them it was $160 then?
$199.
No, the wiring was $160. They
let them finish on the other part.
Yeah, so if you have a stock radio in there, you need a low-level converter to apparently get the bass to put out like it should.
Well, she said she said that in the commercial, she said, "Will it work on my radio, my regular radio or ordinary, whatever she said?" And they said yes.
And he says if it's a stock radio, you need that low-level converter.
And how much is that?
It's like $70, depending upon. There's different levels you can put.
So
in
with
there.
an old radio, you need the 199, you need the 70, you need the 59. But does that include the labor to wire? That's just the kit.
I asked him specifically that, and he says you bring in a pre-approved wire kit, they will wire it.
Okay. So 199.
But to install the low-level converter,
plus 70,
there is a installation charge.
Plus 59.
How
Plus
much
what?
is that? Yeah, he said it depended upon which level converter you got.
Like what?
$40.
Plus 40. So the minimum here we're talking about right now, folks, is $368.
Depending upon the level you get of wire and converter.
Well, that's the base.
Yep.
So, Kelly, I don't know what you do with it. You go somewhere else. That's what you do.
Yeah, Tom. I just wanted to let your listeners know to be careful.
Well, listen, man, I've heard commercials all day long, everywhere. Not just here, not just there, not just TV, not just radio. They try to get the hook in you, right? Nothing wrong with that, if it's honest.
No, they do it all. We do it on the internet. Everybody does it. Who cares?
If it's honest.
Yeah, they should just put certain conditions apply. That's generally what you'd hear in that ad.
Or plus wiring.
Or something, yeah.
Is this wrong? Okay, what are you showing me? The internet ad? What does it say here? What did you see, Greg?
What is it?
That just says the installation's available.
Oh, it says a professional installation available. Oh, wait a minute. It says this. This isn't quality auto sound, though. It is? I think it is. Okay. It says Kenwood base pack $199.99, and it says installation available. So that's even different than the radio. So
they might have different promotions.
Right. 303-713-8255.
Rescue vehicles are on the scene of a crash on the southbound side of I-225 at Tamarack. Watch out for some mild backup. Southbound.
What is all about this?
Yes, we got to do that update.
I got to do it now.
That stretch.
I don't know how many you've been every pictures you can send me on that. Mark, I had no bullet points for that, but you were going to get me. I have to do all about that.
Oh, all about that.
Okay, never mind.
No, we need to talk about it. We are going to do it.
We'll just do the roll. So I'll just get it right here, right now.
Yes.
So here's the curious one.
Just most beautiful. These are elegant, top of the line stuff, man. They do the real deal, good, high-end stuff.
So here's a curious
Start
one.
to finish.
Okay,
Line
now,
4.
Why would I put in baths and not get them in the search?
Well, you would. Why wouldn't you? Are you in Colorado Springs or somewhere?
Who? Deaf? Sure. But you guys listen to this. Guy closes on his house on Friday.
Yeah.
And the meter was locked, the gas meter with Black Hills. So the snow we got over the weekend, so he cut the lock on the meter to get heat. Black Hills came and took the meter, and he's been without heat ever since, and they won't talk to him.
It's not.
Well, you know what? That's totally against the rules.
Yeah, he says,
Mark,
I know it was
why
theft.
don't you just, I want you to search baths. Okay, that's wrong.
She hung up. So you have her info, right?
Yeah.
Now,
actually,
also, I want to search her on True.
Oh, I know, but I figured you'd remember that name, mister.
I did when soon as she talked.
True better come up. I put in True.
It better come up.
No, it better.
So yeah, so
I thought that was implied.
Nice.
So which one did she miss, though? Which was it? Bath?
Just baths.
You have to have
Put in
all their,
baths.
I'm adding
I want
it
to
right
put in
now.
just bath right now. On their listing, I want to put in bath right now. See what comes up if they come up.
Saturday and Sunday. Get your tickets for these games at Rockies.com.
Let me look at it. Sometimes it's weird stuff on the back end, even if she adds it.
Yeah, you know what? I got all about bathrooms.
Yeah,
okay, got it.
What'd you put in, though?
Bath. I just have to remind her.
But with a plural, it doesn't pop?
Nope. We need to do...
Yeah, but sometimes she can add them, they can be there, and I got to do some... No, it's not there. I'm adding it to their tags right
Mark, I want to completely go over the site when we get it moved, the new one. When is the new one being launched?
I don't know.
Tell me what's having a problem.
They're having trouble with the figuring out the form. I said, hey, let me just give you Amir's number, And they said, oh, no, we don't want to deal with him, so that's kind of where it's at.
What form are they having problems?
My main contract for RLM, I'd rather have the old site up.
Mark, I'm going to tell you something. Okay?
All the time. So watch it.
Why don't we just take it like it is? If that's the only problem having there, fix it. I'm serious. Just have them do it. Because once we get it, I want everyone out anyway. Because I want to start really, truly doing something. Now, I think what they said was true about updates and the database, but I do not think it's true when it comes to design. Because there is a place you have to enter CSS in order for it not to be adulterated by updates. If you put it in the main style sheet, it will be overwritten. There is a special place on most themes that is called custom CSS, and it's a separate box. The program looks to the custom, then to the style sheet. So when you update, the style sheet is overwritten, but the custom stays the same. If they do not write the styling code within the custom area, it will be overwritten. That is why that line came back. I'm telling you, Mark, I've been doing so much research on this that
it gets even more difficult than that, because he'll actually Amir takes plugins and customizes the plugin. So when the plugin takes an update, it actually has to be remodified. That's what's going on with the contract. It's nothing to do with the WordPress theme. It's the actual plugin code.
I'm talking about in general.
No, I know what you're saying.
Customize your theme.
Yeah.
I was customizing the style sheet. Wrong. You have to customize in a special box. Yes, I wanted to talk to you about
I got it.
But it's not your problem. I put in baths and nothing came up. So I let you.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Colorado's premier bathroom remodeler. Okay, I'm making an appointment with him for a bathroom. I want to do a brand new bathroom in a space. They can do that too. Custom bathroom remodeling and building, okay? Since 2001. And I'm telling you, though, they do high-end baths. They're not going to like mine, but they said they would do it for me. I talked to them. But when you see the beautiful bathrooms, Mark, I think they do all price ranges, although their website is spectacular.
Oh, they do, but I got to tell you, they do really nice, fancy stuff, if you will. This is really top-end, grade A, best stuff out there.
Now, they take the time and design and go through everything with you. Plus, they take in mind the moisture, and the building codes, of course, and the wear and tear bathrooms take, and the special care they take so you don't have mold, mildew problems, and the quality fixtures. The showers don't leak. They do the proper. There's one thing I hate: most shower thresholds do not prevent water from leaking. No matter what shower you get into, you have little leaking. They properly, without even knowing, they slant just ever so slightly the threshold into the shower. They cut the door and gasket it in a way that is watertight. It's beautiful. It's efficient. Their cabinets are second to none. They do it right from the very beginning to the end. 720-524-7546. 720-524-7546. Just All About Bathrooms, it's called. So All About Bathrooms. Go to the referral list and just put in, All About or Bathrooms or All About Bathrooms, and you'll find them. Now, we got a lot to do. Let me get going here, because we've been solving a lot of problems. I'll tell you that. But they never stop. Now we're going to talk about this walk-in tub. Laurel bought this walk-in tub. Medicaid paid for it through Bentley Baths. You got to go to Facebook to see the original video. The reason I say that, it's too complicated to get into. But in our opinion, Bentley Baths did her a disservice by selling not an appropriate product. I don't want to get into the pricing. I believe all walk-in baths are overpriced, all of them, including his, all of them. He'll say they are, except his. The other one is this. There's nothing wrong with the tub at Laurel's house as far as that tub goes. It's just inappropriate for her. Now,
very inappropriate.
And he brags when he's on TV advertising about how he picks the appropriate appliance for the individual, which is bull crap. Go ahead, Mark. You went there again yesterday.
Well, here's why we went out there. We got 2 HIPAA release forms signed by her.
Yeah,
her caretaker was there.
Yeah. Oh, her caretaker.
Yeah, which was great.
What did her care? Now, what do you mean? You mean the one from Medicaid? The
No.
occupational therapist?
No. This is her caretaker, lives down the road.
Okay.
Really
Anyway,
nice woman.
Why'd you go there to get the HIPAA release?
Well,
Then I said-
because everybody and their mother stands behind a HIPAA release when we call up either George Bentley or we call up Medicaid. All they ever say is HIPAA, HIPAA, HIPAA. So now we have 2 releases signed, so hopefully George will come on and talk about it with the HIPAA release. But here's the part that's amazing. Because a caregiver was there, I said, listen, I hate to ask this, but could I just video her trying to get into this bath? Can we see?
That one idiot yesterday says,
Because
I
that's
think
right.
she can squeeze in there.
So I got new video. I got to tell you, she is 62 inches in circumference.
Wait, you did, it's 62 inches?
In circumference.
Right.
Her width is well over the size getting into the tub. I've got new video. She can't get in the tub. But worse than that, Tom. Well, it's not worse, but here's the other part that I learned yesterday. She's on a walker. When she walks on her walker, her feet are so bad, I feel
They
so
hardly
bad for her.
lift off the floor.
Well, they don't. They glide. They literally glide. And the caretaker said, forget about the fact she can't fit through the door. She wasn't even supposed to have a tub that had any more than a 2-inch lip at the bottom, or threshold. And it does. This has got an 8-inch. So not only can't she fit through the door, and then the other part that'll blow you away, ready for this? Even if you could get her through the door, she couldn't close the door to fill the tub up. That's even amazing. I mean, this tub is designed for like a skinny person.
It's amazing to me that anyone could ever justify the purchase. When this one idiot called yesterday, only one, of course, thank goodness, who said, well, she bought it. Oh, come on. When you buy something like that, you don't measure.
She's 74.
You're buying from a professional
She's on
walk-in
oxygen.
tub.
She can't walk. She's on a walker. It
now,
doesn't get any worse.
16,000 or whatever later.
And she can't. Here's the biggest part we need to help her with. Dan and I are going to go out and help her with some other stuff outside. We've got belt sanders. We're literally going to do that ourselves. But
what?
I can't put in a bathtub. So if Bentley's not going to come through and put something
Now listen,
or the state of Colorado, it sucks.
I have a benefactor who told me, a friend, Mark, who said if we could get this done for a realistic price, you know, like the tub and somebody to do it.
She needs a walk-in shower.
He said he would
Simple
do.
deal.
Well, I don't know. Showers are dangerous too, right?
Well, that's the only thing that's going to work for her. This bathtub is
All right.
a shower with a bench.
Okay, that's a good idea. Okay, anyway, I'll just figure this out, and maybe we'll do that, and maybe we'll get help.
Rates are. Let's tear that thing out.
We're going to go out there with a belt sander.
We do.
Her front door, because of the ramp they put, won't open easily.
When you're ready, just call me. So we'll just talk about it later.
Look where I
Oh, yeah,
said
we're
we
gonna
should.
do.
So when I send these
all the
videos
tags. Just
and if they're on
when you
full-
do, Mark, when we do retention of one time, we go through every single person, every single.
That should have been, though, she really did nothing wrong there. What
She
happened?
didn't add baths.
Well, no, but she shouldn't have had to add it there. That should have been under the category bathroom.
Yeah.
I don't know why it wouldn't have been under bathroom.
But, oh,
You follow what I'm saying?
oh, you're right. Because of tags, she would go
All about bathrooms, all about bath.
Couple brackets on the last room.
But the actual bath, that's
Getting good at tags, right?
actually hers for the name. She had it perfect.
I read it.
It was the category was the issue.
You're defending me, thank you.
I always defend her. Dan and him wanted to get rid of me yesterday. I said, you can't get rid of her.
Everything you say downstairs, I'm sending you messages. Who is it? What did I do wrong? Tell me, tell me. Then I finally just said, I'm coming up.
Oh, I didn't
And I was
see-
thinking it was your company.
I didn't
and I'm
see
like,
I didn't have the
because
message.
windows, sometimes you do glass
stores and stuff, and I'm just like, oh, I would have.
Hers is the one.
Coming up to apologize.
Hers is the one we
She
sent her
knows who I
to.
am.
There was another one
TrueView
that went to TrueView.
Oh, yes.
The
yes.
fake TrueView. That was unbelievable. That's the first time that's ever happened.
Well, then we got nervous about the phone number.
Look at
I go,
this.
no,
Here's what I do.
we talked about it.
So,
I said, I tell
when I
you,
create-
we talked about
not
it.
create-
I know
Once
that I've
we have the
gotten
video, you're going to have
calls
to
from
learn
the phone
this shit.
number.
Well, yeah.
Once
because
we
called
have
it to make sure.
the actual production,
We were.
then I decide who I want the production.
All right, so everybody happy with
By the
me
way,
right
I'm
now?
making a video, I think, of highlight.
By the
Can I go now?
I'm-
Remember, I
So
can
here she
hear you.
is. I'm just going to go.
From your phone.
A Republican health care plan scheduled to come up for a vote today in the House.
So,
GOP
here's who's getting it. Look who I decided to do here. Here's the intro. First of all, I did this. Look at the age. Then those, so they can be anybody in Denver Metro, 14-mile radius, or actually Denver, 14-mile radius. Here's the ages I want it to go to. A 20-year-old size, zero interest in this. So, and then the interest is, then it gets better. Then I jump into Medicaid manager or AARP employees, healthcare employees, job title, healthcare, and then I said income. The reason I did this is a lot of their business is going to be people on Medicaid and that's the lowest income I can do. So anybody that's in this place between these ages that has any of this, they don't have to have all of this, any part of that, bam, is who they get. And that's that's who cares about this story, no matter how you put it. If it was a motorcycle ripoff, I would look at every Harley store. I would send it to any motorcycle interest, employees, managers.
So you write this here yourself?
I create that. Well, no. It's already in there. I pick them out. There's millions of them in there.
Could you put government?
I did. That's what
Colorado.
This right here.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they're going to get an email with the video.
They'll get no if they have a Facebook account. It'll be as soon as they log in. It's very now bigger employees.
Including things like marijuana, because whether you've never used to use it, still use it, or never inhaled, you know things. So what things are you telling your kids? Because even if they're not hearing things from you about marijuana, there's
But like Bentley Bass, like, look, they're not big enough to actually have.
Dan, because you're a parent.
Now here's the other thing you do, which is crazy. Let's say it's an office building, it's a skyrise downtown, US West building, okay? Tons of businesses. I can actually put that address in there, and anything associated with that address will pop.
And in their Facebook page, anything that they have listed, or they got to have.
Yeah, so what happens is, well, no, there's two ways to do it. If I do purely demographic, like an office building, or a neighborhood, or a 1-mile radius, I could say anybody with a Facebook account can. But if you want to zero in, that's this stuff. If anywhere in their Facebook they have an interest of this, or an interest of this, or an interest, or an employee of this, that's fine too. Badass.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Help me to help you. Spreading the word about this show, a one and only, the longest running radio show, the most successful when it comes to recovering cash merchandise, exchanges, refunds, and services. No one else does it.
Hey, I'm waiting for an audio tape from Springs. They say they have all his stuff on audio.
What do you mean all this stuff?
The conversations. I mean, the conversations.
The Springs Auto and Truck Service.
Yeah, the conversations.
The most rotten automobile service place you can ever go to. Well, there's a lot. 44th Auto is on our Sleeves Brigade.
They rank up there, yes.
By the way, Springs Auto and Truck Service Center is going to be on the, make sure they get on the Sleeves Brigade.
We're working on it.
Now,
he says he's got audio. He's going to. I said,
Daryl is an out-and-out liar, in my opinion. They're scum.
I can't wait to hear the audio.
And all they do is blame us for everything.
But here's what I try to explain.
Deflect.
Well, of course, but here's what I try to explain to him. Even if the audio's there, it doesn't. It has nothing to do with the fact.
What is he talking about?
He's saying that he's got audio where the customer said, "I do not want you to clean the intercooler. Don't touch it."
What?
To that, that's not verbatim, but that's basically what he's saying.
Well, why didn't he ever tell us that in the beginning?
Well, come on, you know why? Because it's not there. But he's going to send us this audio, and But it's not going to be in its entirety. He doesn't want to do that. So I don't know if he's going to be sampling different things.
No,
together.
I don't know.
I have no idea at this
Here's
point.
the bottom line, okay? They replaced a turbo in a Sprinter van.
Yes.
And ruined his engine.
Well, that's what even if he has anything, it doesn't matter because they over-revved it because of what they did and ruined his engine. That's all there is to this.
Right, I know. It's just ridiculous.
Here's the good news, though. Directly after the show, I'm meeting Matt. This is another update. I'm meeting Matt, who owned the Sprinter van, and we're heading over to Woods. We're going to put the case together today. He's going to file it tomorrow.
Good. We're going to sue him, and we should. The guy absolutely sucks. Jesus, why do people...
It depresses you just talking about it, doesn't it?
What depresses me is when people don't do the right thing. They just don't do the right thing. And there's no rhyme or reason. You wonder, why are people such idiots? Why don't they just take care of people?
I had a few emails with suggestions what his issue is, but since I don't know any of them for a fact, I'll just let everybody wonder.
Well, wait. When you say what the issue is, what do you mean by that?
Well, that maybe he's up and down for certain reasons.
Oh.
Sometimes he's not thinking like he should be.
Okay, it's really a seriously bad problem. The guy has a bad problem because he's lying and he's not standing behind his work. Listen, I don't want to believe her. We also have ongoing cases with Bentley Bath. What else have we got going on?
That Lennar one, for folks that weren't listening and just joined us now, Lennar came through $7,000.
Yeah, except now we have another issue with Lennar Homes not paying a subcontractor because they claim they don't owe her due to a contract.
Hey, speaking of that,
a clause in the contract.
Weren't they going to come on? Suzanne, isn't the collection company or whoever coming on?
I since got an email that he wants a list of questions that'll be asked.
You know what? First of all, who cares about the collection company?
I just wanted to know if they knew the reason they're not getting paid. That's what we were trying to figure out. But for people just, have no idea what we're talking about, Lennar basically isn't paying one of their subcontractors because they sold their debt, and there is a clause in the contract saying don't sell your debt.
Yeah, but the mere fact that they sold the debt does not negate the quality and quantity they received.
And I'm on board with you on that
It's a technicality. Listen, here's the bottom line. Let's just help people, right? You call, we help.
Yep.
Now, let's go to the phones and talk about your problems, questions, and complaints, okay? Drew, what's going on with you?
This was a good one, Tom.
Drew?
Yes?
What's going on, sir?
Oh, Tom, I'm a simple preacher, and you did a great job. I pray wherever I go, so I just say a simple prayer for all of your audience. May God, Jesus, keep them in excellent health. That's how I begin with you. I have to also tell your lovely audience that you are a true beacon of light in this world.
His head is getting big as
I
watch.
Nothing wrong. So nice. I love it. That's very nice. What else?
I'm a beacon of light.
Tom,
you didn't call just for that, did you?
Tom, you solved the Merrill Lynch problem with me a decade ago. Very difficult situation.
Yes, sir.
And we have the only victory in the stock market scandal, thanks to you.
And you
where
won.
We got back 100% of the...
Tell everyone how much you got back.
$33,000.
Yeah, that's good stuff, man. So,
and
what about...
It, Tom, you're a very good person, and the thing that you just did now, this is why I say you're a true beacon of light. We just got back approximately, it would have been $2,500 at least over 3 years. The insurance company president, CEO, wrote me a letter that they were going to restore my car insurance to the original premium and not charge me for being rear-ended by another car. And that's thanks to you, Tom.
You were surcharged, and the problem is you were surcharged for a not-at-fault accident, which was absolutely ridiculous.
I think what they said is they accidentally did it.
Yeah, right.
Hey, listen. No, that is what they said.
It was Allstate.
Allstate said, whoops, we made an error.
Do you know, Drew listened to me. I got to run Drew. Drew listened to me my days on WABC in New York. WABC, the largest and #1 radio station in the country. He listened to me on WABC. He lives in New Jersey and followed when I came here. 303-713-8255. Ron, what's going on with you, sir? Ron?
Oh, hi. You guys helped me last week. I have a box truck. My family and I are struggling, and my box truck broke down in a retailer's parking lot.
God, I remember this story sounded sad. And you said if you could just get through a couple months, things would be fine.
Yep, and you guys had an angel call in, and she was really nice enough to help, but she financially wasn't able to help us get the truck towed, and so it's still sitting there. And I ran in and talked to the retailer, and they said, you basically are...
Oh, I didn't know about that. So we were going to try to get someone to help tow it as well.
Yeah, and I just need, that's all I need. I mean, we're living in an extended stay right now, trying to get through to June.
And thank God to that woman who called. What a nice woman.
I thought we handled this at some
this angel called.
No, hold on. There was something here.
I did, Mark.
We didn't get the tow company.
Right.
No, she was really, really a wonderful person. In fact, she's taking care of our rabbits right now.
A totally wonderful person, yes.
So what part, hold on.
The towing part, Mark.
But I thought we had it handled. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
And
what was it?
Telling us no, she could not do it.
She was going to.
I'm trying to figure out why, though. Why couldn't we have it towed?
Mark, the thing is, she has property, so she was able to help store the things he needed stored. She could not do the tow. I didn't realize that at the time. I got them connected.
How big is this vehicle?
It's a 20-foot C60 700 box truck. It's a big one. It's a big box truck.
It's a big box truck.
But I'm just hoping that you guys have somebody that can help me just tow it. I can pay him in June. I just don't have the money now.
He wants to get it towed where?
About 2.3 miles away. I just need it towed to where I'm staying.
I mean, I can ask. Our guys will definitely do it. I'm going to give them a heck of a plug. That's what I'm going to do, because we've asked these guys, Cast Iron Recovery. They're great guys over there. They'll do any tow for listeners, by the way, for $75. Cast Iron Recovery.
Come on.
Yeah, $75 anywhere in Metro Denver. That's not plus mileage. Cast Iron Recovery is going to kick butt. I'm pulling up the phone number right now, but we'll get them out there. How far's it got to go? Remind me of that stuff.
2.3 miles.
No, but where to where? Where is it?
I need it towed from the Lowe's in Aurora to the extended stay.
All right, I'm going to get this handled. Let me pull up. I'm going to give their phone number out for our listeners, too, because if you ever do need a tow, $75 for anywhere from Littleton to Denver or whatever, $75 for a tow, you're not going to beat.
Can I say something? I really appreciate it. You guys, I listen to you guys all the time. In fact, I got a Jeep that's at Pro Auto right now that they're trying to find parts for, so I can keep working.
Well, I'm glad that you.
Are you working?
Yeah, I do independent contracting for Amazon, so I'm.
No, he's got a job. This guy's really trying. I mean, he's making a difference in his life. And remember, Mark, we pledged to help people before they fall off the cliff because
he's perfect.
He's the perfect person in the scenario who reached us before it was too late. And hold on, and we'll make these arrangements. Get his contact number again, and we'll see what we can do. 303-713-8255.
And I really want to give this out. Folks, listen, Cast Iron Recovery, they've got a whole fleet of trucks. They help people out like this. They're great people. $75 anywhere Denver Metro. 303, you got to mention Martino, Troubleshooter Show, 303-292-1542, 303-292-1542. We'll get it handled.
All right. I want to ask if anyone, this is a weird request. I like learning things. Not to do it, not for any other reason than learning, okay? I have a desire to learn more about WordPress editing. WordPress specifically. WordPress styles and WordPress websites. Why? Because everything is moving to WordPress. And I want to have knowledge, just knowledge. Like, for example, through reading and tape, I've been able to find out, I mean videos and help and articles, I've been able to edit style sheets and change things now and then. For example, a line here, a line there. But I have plenty of experts who do great web development and SEO. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about simple, tiny, little changes in style sheets. If anyone listening has that knowledge, I'm not looking to have anything built. I am literally looking for someone to sit with me, literally, in my office, and just show me little tricks here and there. That's all.
The fact they can bask in your glory,
and I will pay them.
Millions of people.
And I will pay them. I'll pay you by the hour. Just sit with me. And then I say, well, how do you make this font different? Or how do you make this column wider? Or what do you do with the header width? Or what if I want to make the site a different color? I would like someone with the knowledge to go into a style sheet and show me how these things are done. And it's for no other reason than minor stuff. We still use all the great people that we have to do our development. We don't even try to do that. This is just for minor stuff and mostly personal stuff. It's not for referralist.com or anything like that. But I'd be glad to pay someone who has WordPress editing knowledge, actual coding. I'm not talking about taking a theme and filling it with content. Any monkey can do that. I'm talking about editing the style sheets. If you can do it, I'll gladly pay you your hourly rate. Just sit with me, and you only have to answer my questions. It's that simple. Okay, I would love someone. Call us or write to us live at troubleshooter.com, and I will use you for now and then forever, by the hour. It would be fun, okay? 303-713-TALK, of course, or just email me, live at troubleshooter.com. Now, Ideal Home Loans you've been hearing me talk about when it comes to loans, and right now, interest rates have not gone up as people expected they would. They're just not going up, and we people are saying, why, and I'll tell you why. One of the reasons they're not going up is because there's no pressure on the system. The economy did not take off as people thought. But you should know that no matter what interest rates do, you have an interest rate guarantee with Ideal. That if rates go down, they will refinance you free of all lender fees, okay? Also, here's another thing. Most of the time it'll be a streamline. You won't need another appraisal or anything like that. The other thing you need to know is they also have a 3-week guaranteed close in writing. So if you need to close quickly, you can do it. Even if you're not pre-approved, they do 3-week closings for refinancing and purchasing. However, if you are pre-approved, that means you will definitely get the loan. And that is like a cash deal when you go to buy real estate. 303-867-7000, 303-867-7000, or, of course, idealhomeloans.com. And, of course, when you do go to buy real estate and you need someone to represent your interests, Frank Duran, the real estate man. I've talked about him all the time, frankduranhomes.com.
From the
Air conditioning traffic this report is brought to you by LifeLock.
As the lunch rush gets underway across Mile High City, a couple of trouble spots. Look out for a crash in the westbound.
Is it everything you thought?
It's already backed up to
Yeah.
So watch
No.
out for delays there.
She's disappointed. I heard disappointment in her voice.
Did you know? I
heard it.
Very fascinating.
Couple of crashes off highway.
Mainly my extensive knowledge.
Absolutely.
Look out for
And my handsome
and that wreck in the
posterity.
Handsomeness.
Your handsome posterity? Martin is his own language. His handsome posterity. Posterior. Oh, he's talking about his ass. Was that what? No, that's what he was talking about. His posterior.
I heard. That's what I heard. Right?
Oh, I didn't realize that's what he was saying.
One reason you need LifeLock. Free credit monitoring may show changes to your credit. LifeLock's U.S.-based team helps resolve identity theft issues.
When lines all full.
LifeLock.com.
I don't know why.
Where you do update the Greg on that 303.
Oh, yeah, Greg's got a good update while he's here. He's the only one that listened to this audio.
Oh, I think, so the guy that called in, Mark, the defender,
Tom remembers Mark. He
calling back on Tuesday. I had to follow up on Tuesday.
I see.
But you listened to some audio between the two?
The phone calls.
Okay. And then I called for 303, but they weren't available.
Are you guys concrete lift?
Yeah, he said he was out of the office.
Did you guys see the healthcare thing just passed?
In the house.
It's only part one of a very long It's got to be good for the stock market, though.
That's like oil. Freaking tanking.
I think Nancy Pelosi should have her hands in it.
The Michael Brown Show. Late 5 on 630 KHAL, Denver's talk station.
Hey, listen up. If you need any work done with concrete lifting and stabilization, you may not even know what that is. What it is when concrete sinks it cracks or it heaves, it comes up from below. A lot of times that's due to problems underneath, voids or bulges. And bulges come from voids in other places sometimes where water gets in. If you want to correct your concrete problem, there is a company that will give you a free appraisal of what is wrong and then recommend the right system because they carry both. They do both mud jacking and they do poly jacking or polymer jacking. And what that is, that's where they use a plastic polymer. It's poly jacking. And that plastic polymer expands for a permanent solution to sinking concrete. This company, Concrete Lift and Stabilization, is the only one that does both systems so they can recommend the best one for you. You can find them on my referral list at referralist.com. Devin Johns has been doing this for years. He personally oversees each job. Okay? You need a smartphone, or go to the referral list at referralist.com, or on the smartphone, you hit the # 250 send. # 250 send. Now that's a number that you call and put in the keyword when they ask, or you say the keyword concrete lift, and then they'll text you back information. # 250 send. Then say concrete lift when they answer, and they'll text you back all of the information so you can make an appointment for a review.
Your shot at $1,000 now.
Text the word bill to 200-200. You'll receive a confirmation text. Standard message and data rates apply. That's bills to 200-200.
I'm Tom Martino.
Your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Joe, what is your problem with accent windows? What's going on, bro? What's happening?
How you doing, Tom?
Good. What's going on with you?
Well, I bought a home here in Colorado Springs in 2008, and the previous owners had installed windows with accent windows, and they got a lifetime warranty.
Is it transferable?
Yes, it was transferred at the time.
Good.
And I had a couple warranty issues with them in 2009 and 10, and they took care of them. There was an office here in Colorado Springs, but then they closed the office. And then a couple of years ago, I talked to them about some other issues that I had with some of the locks, and they sent me the locks, and I put them on. But now I've been trying to get a hold of them, and the phone number is just a busy signal, and we're reading reviews on Facebook, and basically we don't know if they're still in business or not.
Well, they may be out of business, but that shouldn't surprise anyone that a lifetime warranty goes away.
Right.
You understand that, right? But
Yeah.
we have a window expert in the studio, so let's talk to Shelley with True View Windows and Glass. She just happens to be visiting today, and they do repairs. Shelley, do you know anything about, and get close to the mic, anything about accent windows?
I have not heard whether they're going out of business.
They're definitely gone.
They're gone.
Yeah, Accent Windows is permanently closed.
It was a good window, by the way.
Yes,
Now,
yes, they are.
Now, can you repair accent?
Absolutely. What's the problem, Joe?
Well, I got three windows on. It's a two-story home, and it's got the inner and outer sliders. Well, the inner slider, it's leaking air every time I get a north wind. They face the north side. It's leaking air into the home on the top, and I don't know if it's just the weather seal up on top or what exactly is going on with it.
Have you looked at the caulking at the top of the window to make sure that it's sealed between the...
Yeah, the actual frame.
Right.
Yeah, that it is. As a matter of fact, I just had the home stuccoed 2 years ago.
Well, did you put your fingers up to see where where it's coming from?
Yes, I did.
Where is it coming from?
From the window sets in the frame, and it's coming from where the window slides in the frame itself.
It's not where the two windows meet in the middle.
No.
It's on the right or left side?
It'll be on the left side, which is the one that sits on the outer...
I get it. On the left side where the outer window meets the frame.
Yes, sir.
That is a seal.
Yep.
And these guys do that.
Is there a special seal that it takes? Do you know? Or?
Off the top of my head, I'm not sure which one is needed on the accent windows, but...
They're all pretty much available.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you need a professional to do this, True View Windows and Glass, they do repair. Mark, make sure we get them in the category for repairs. I'm not sure if we did when we put them on the referral list.
Yeah, I'll make sure.
Because I know we have them under replacement windows, but here's their number, 720...
Okay. 279.
279-7776.
Okay, and do they have an office here in Colorado Springs as well?
I don't.
Oh, no.
Oh, doggone it! Do you have a counterpart or anyone that does?
You know, I know that Castle Rock, there's...
It's just a hop, skip, and a hop,
yeah.
and a skip, and then a jump.
And a hill.
Let me ask you something. Something like that. If you had to go out and there was a seal, what would that cost?
$195 for the first window, $95 for each additional.
For what? For anything or for?
Non-glass window repairs.
Okay, that's with parts.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that's non-glass. That would be a hinge or a crank or
Hinge, crank.
Wow. Now, what if I just
lazy
want you to
bead.
come out and check my windows? $195 for the service call?
No. We kind of screen it over the phone before we go out there, make sure it's something that is in our league. And it's just included in that $195. We'd have to go out and inspect it for parts anyways. We don't charge to go out and...
Because let's say I have several windows and they're getting older and I want to know, should I repair or replace? Can you give me an idea? You could do that?
Absolutely.
That's good.
It's much cheaper to repair. Some of them we just can't do. And then we would say, all right,
or they're too far gone.
Yeah, too far gone, wood rot, whatnot.
Okay. That's pretty cool. I'm glad you're here today because that call came in and that's pretty cool. Okay, now, wow, there's a lot going on. So just be patient. I'll take all of them. Okay? All right. Victor's next. Go ahead, Victor.
Yes, sir, Tom.
What's happening?
So, on Friday we closed on our house, our new house out in Elizabeth, from Littleton. A lot going on that morning. Obviously that snowstorm hit. By the time we got out to Elizabeth with traffic, couldn't figure out why the house would not get warm. Went downstairs and they had put a lock on our natural gas.
Why?
Our previous owners had ended their service. We did not know about that service. We had a lot going on that day with closing.
Mm-hmm. So you forgot to call. You forgot to call them.
Yes, sir. Nobody had told us about just a lot going on. Called the emergency line Friday evening. We had the storm going on. Their response was, go get a hotel. I now have my house extremely cold, starting to worry about pipes bursting.
Yeah.
Tried to work around the lock. Basically took a grinder, clipped the little flange, turned my gas on. Called first thing on Monday morning. Told
You were
exactly
afraid you were afraid your pipes would freeze.
Yes, sir. Plus I have a small child.
Yeah, but there's no. You could have gone to a hotel. It's not their fault that you closed and didn't notify them. But as far as the pipe, as far as protecting the pipes from freezing, I understand exactly what you did. If it wasn't for that, I probably would have gone to a hotel. So then, I mean, if it was, that cold. But tell me, what happened then?
Okay, so called, obviously, no actions. Monday morning we called, told them exactly what we did. They said they'd send a tech out Tuesday.
Yeah.
Figured everything was fine. Came out Tuesday, came home after work, and they had taken my meter off my house.
Okay, and what do you have to do to get it back?
So we've called and called and called. You're routed to a call center.
What do you need to do to get it back?
They're saying all they need on their end is determine how much gas I used.
Okay.
And then pay for that gas, and they'll turn it on.
Well, that's reasonable.
We're now sitting on Thursday. It got quite cold last night. My house is getting...
Okay, so tell me, how long does it take to figure it out?
That's where I'm trying to get some help, and because
So is that the only issue right now? They're not getting back to you?
Yeah, I got so fed up. I went to corporate office downtown Denver and basically was told we don't see our clients here. Was handed a number of...
It's the name of the company is Foothills?
It's Black Hills Energy.
Oh, Black Hills.
Yeah.
Listen, this isn't a serious problem. I mean, I understand what you did because of the cold. You didn't want to freeze the pipes in your new home. I understand that completely. Yeah. They probably understand it. And I don't know why it's taking so long to estimate. I mean, I imagine you could just put a big deposit down until they figure it out or work something out with them.
Daphne call them.
Daphne is on with them. So let's just try to get it worked out until they can figure it out. Do you know if the old customers left with a big balance or anything?
No, they were free and clear.
So what do? They automatically lock it?
That's where I'm kind of at the... I didn't figure that'd be a big deal at all.
No, what I mean is why do they lock it?
That I don't know.
I've never heard of that, Tom. We've lived in the area where we
I
use
know.
Black Hills. I've not heard of that.
And then once they turned it on, I'm wondering why they removed it. I just don't understand any of it.
I'd cut that flange, so they're saying I damaged.
Oh, okay.
Well, you know, that was talked about as of yesterday. I said, you know, how much gas could we have possibly used?
Right. I mean, just pay for it. Listen, man, this sounds simple. Just hold on and we'll get to it. We really will. Norris, I'm so sorry, Norris, that I just noticed you waiting there. I'm hoping you didn't wait too long. But it sounds like you want to talk about something important. Norris, by the way, on our referral list at referrallist.com, is with a company called SOS Inspections, and they do inspections on automobiles for diagnostic purposes. So he doesn't have a dog in the fight if you want to figure out was a job done right or wrong, or you want to do a pre-buy inspection on a car, or you have a nagging problem mechanics can't seem to find, you just want a third eye or a second eye or an opinion. They do just diagnostics. So, Norris, what are you calling about?
Yesterday, the Department of Revenue in Colorado issued a bulletin about stolen Arizona blank car titles.
What?
And evidently, some 24,600 blank Arizona car titles were stolen and are flooding the market now. So I just wanted to let everybody know, if you're buying a used car from a private party and you get an Arizona title, you better check it out very carefully.
Wow, that's important. Hey, Suzanne, remind me to mention this tomorrow on Car Day. This is very important. A lot of people listen on Car Day for car stuff. So, Norris, how can they identify them?
There's a series of title numbers that the DMV or the dealer enforcement division can check down for you.
Where were they stolen? Where were they stolen from?
They were stolen right from the DMV in Arizona. Evidently, some employees were sneaking them out and hoarding them, and then they've all been released.
Wow, that's incredible. That's really incredible. That this, wow. I mean, this is something that I guess like bad checks. I mean, you just check the numbers and then you're done. Can you get a hold of those numbers, or are they online, or what?
They're hard to find, but they are available online, yes. If you just search for...
Do you have them, Norris? Do you have them?
I have a PDF that the...
Could you send it to us? Because what we would like to do, if you have the sequence numbers, we would like to publish them tomorrow for our Car Day. Suzanne, let's get that as soon as possible. You can give them my direct email, 303-713-8255. Jim says he knows why they lock gas meters, and we're going to talk about that, okay? So hold on, and we'll talk about that coming up, Jim. Hold on and tell us why, as I tell you about Pro Auto Care. Pro Auto Care, they have my car for the 54,000-mile check. I never have to worry about my car with Pro Auto Care because they keep track of it for me like a dad or a nanny, car nanny, I like to call them. Pro Auto Care in business, 25 years, same owner, Ala Ramos, all ASE certified techs, all estimates given up front, and they stick to that estimate. Of course, if they find the damage, they'll show you. They'll be happy to do a free diagnostic if you drive by and it's minor. They also will take care of all of your maintenance and repairs, including while your car's under warranty. It doesn't void the warranty. There are certain things, of course, dealers and warranties don't pay for, they'll take care of. And then the stuff, of course, that is under warranty, they'll let you know. But then they also take care of regular warranty on all cars. Give them a call. They have both foreign and domestic experts, and they can take care of you. Everything from tire rotations to brake jobs to tires to alignments and air conditioning, cleaning. That's a big one coming up in the warm season. Clean out that condenser and get it running not only more efficiently, but more healthy for you. 303-PRO-AUTO, 303-PRO-AUTO, or 303-PROAuto.com.
From the L&L Heating and Air Conditioning
Traffic Center. This report is brought to you by Coles. Rescue vehicles are on the scene of a wreck on the westbound side of I-70 at Quebec. Big delays there, backups all the way to about 225 at this time, so watch out for that. Downtown, northbound I-25, It's heavy, starting at Alameda, traveling up north Colfax, and watch out for delays
Never mind,
as well. Westbound 270, stop and go on the approach to Vasquez. Southbound 225, well, it's really heavy there. That typical spot between Parker and I-25. Before the port gate. With a high of 71 tonight for your skies and 45 for the low. Right now, mostly sunny skies in the Mile High City, and we're sitting at 62. With your traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner. 6:30.
This Saturday is Super Saturday at Kohl's. Shop great early bird specials until 1 p.m. Plus, friends and family take an extra 20% off. You'll also get $10 Kohl's cash for every $50 spent. This Saturday only at Kohl's. Some exclusions apply. See store or kohls.com for details.
Plumline Services is the go-to company for plumbing, heating, cooling, and electric. They've been in Colorado for more than 30 years. I know Jeff Belk, the owner, and I know that he can take care of you for all of your needs, and he and, of course, his giant team. And they are honest, they are ethical, and they are above board. We use them when there is ever a question. People have been scared into thinking they need a new furnace when in actuality it was just a gas valve or something. They will tell you the truth. They will give you all pricing up front. That price will not change. They're always on time, and they will give you a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Upfront pricing is important when it comes to all of these things, especially when you're spending a lot of money. That's why they'll also do free second opinions on any major repair. Now, this is something you need to know, especially when it comes to drains. They have their own drain division, or a service change out for your meter, for your breaker box, or a service panel, or maybe you're told you need a new furnace or a new air conditioner. They will do a free second opinion, no charge whatsoever. Give them a call, 303-586-1086, 303-586-1086, or plumlineservices.com.
Could a better retirement be yours in just 75 minutes? Hi, it's Pat Woodard for Handsome.
People, and it's not a big deal. I mean, it is a big deal, but I don't want to be a pain about it. Some people just think it's okay to talk when I'm on the air. It's really weird to me that people do that. It's like 99% of the people who it really comes over here along workshop.
And then let's do promo almost immediately after the show because I got to jump over to KOA.
Sales and no obligation. To reserve your spot at a free retirement workshop, visit HansonMcLean.com today.
You know what I did yesterday after the show, Mark, right? Do you know?
No,
you didn't even ask about it.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't even ask about it. So I'm thinking, oh, my God, stem cell therapy.
Did it hurt?
Not one freaking bit. Now, I had 2 knees done. They go way into the joint. I had my right shoulder done, and I had my lower back done. Now, what stem cell does, it's packed with human growth factors, and it comes from placenta, basically. They get Stem Cell Institute of America, they get their stem cells from donated tissue from moms who have C-sections, scheduled C-sections. Of course, they're all screened and everything, and nothing is added to it like, they don't do, of course, any kind of steroids or anything, because that would ruin the cells. Now, here's the point. You have it done, right? And then you wait, and those growth factors are not supposed to. They've been proven. They go to where they're needed. Stem cells know what to do, and they take on the tissue next to them. So they find damage and repair it. That's how we were designed from the womb, to find damage and repair it, and to grow and to get healthy. So what's going to happen is, if I have a little problem in my shoulder, I know from pain in my back, it's supposed to grow more tissue and make it stronger, okay? And here's the deal that is amazing, okay? What's amazing is there was 0 pain. Now, I expected something from shots that deep, but it's such a small gauge needle. And I'll tell you, the medical staff there is unbelievable, very friendly, and it's quick. The whole thing took me maybe 15 minutes. What I want to say is this, though. Stem Cell Institute of America doesn't expect you to just call up and make an appointment on my word. They want to tell you all about it. So you have to just go to one of these wonderful seminars they have all over the place, like the Tech Center, Littleton, Boulder, in Denver, in all the areas. You'll probably have one near you. If you call, just make an appointment and find out about stem cell therapy. It could be a life-changing experience. No surgery. And the pain, well, we'll see. I'm going to give you a live report. But from all indications, people are having tremendous results. Why don't you go to the seminar and then listen to me and see how I do,
and then you can make your appointment after the seminar. All right? Here's the number, 855-262-4040. 855-262-4040. There is no charge and absolutely no reason to stay away. You should go, 855-262-4040.
The radio station that's got people talking. Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
Wow, we got a lot going on. Wow. It's amazing every day the topics that we cover. Jim knows why they lock a meter when you terminate your service. And is it because no one's paying? Jim.
Hello, Tom. Hello, Mark.
What's happening?
Well, there's two reasons ultimately. The first one is because the homeowner who has left the house has terminated service.
So no one's paying.
Not get the bill. So not get a future bill. And the second reason is for safety, because they don't know when that house is going to be occupied again. And when the homeowner is occupied, they go in and check the appliances out and make sure everything's working when they relight them.
Well, what about this? What about this? Jim, what about this? What if the pipes freeze and it does thousands of dollars in damage? They figure they're not responsible, right?
Pretty much, because the homeowner should have transferred it into their name.
Now, why do you think they they said they removed the meter because it was damaged. Well, whatever. That's what they said.
I don't know about that part. I know the company very well. I indirectly worked with them.
They're not a bad company?
No, and I know the gentleman who had turned off their meter.
I'm just wondering why it's taking so long to figure out how much they owe.
That part I can't explain to you, but the safety reason is why it's turned off. Because the house is unoccupied and it's locked to keep somebody from turning it on, and you have appliances that are now leaking gas because it was off.
Thank you very much, Jim. Dennis, what is going on, Dennis?
Hey, how you guys doing?
We're doing good, man. What's happening?
Good. It's a beautiful day in Denver.
It is a beautiful day. It is.
Hey, I heard
Cast Iron.
Some company on Cast Iron.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Cast Iron Recovery, a good company. We love them.
Yeah. Hey, I'm affordable towing and repair.
Yeah.
And I heard Mark Baker say he can't do it.
Are you looking to promote your company? Oh, man, his phone is crapping out. I don't know what's happening. Hold on a sec, all right? Try to establish contact or get his name and number. If he wants to donate a tow, we'd love to look at his company and help him out, okay? Mark is just walking in. Mark, this guy has a tow company. Said he heard you talking about Cast Iron. He said he has a place, and he wanted to look into helping affordable towing.
Oh, cool. Have you called in before, Adam?
No, he just hung up.
Oh, okay.
And his name was Dennis. Adam is on another call. But anyway, Dennis, if you're listening,
live at troubleshooter.com.
Yeah, we'll get in touch with you.
Heck yeah.
Now, Adam, you have a comment on the gas meter. Mark, the guy said they lock it because of safety reasons. They want it off. They want to make sure it's off. Also, they want to make sure nobody's using the gas because no one's paying for it. They want to protect against squatters.
Seems reasonable.
And they want to, squatters could go in and use the heat. Listen, the bottom line is, though, people, you got to know that because your place could freeze. He just sold the house. If those pipes froze, man, that would have been a bitch for a guy who just bought a house, right? All right, what's going on, Adam?
Well, first off, he should have known that. And then secondly, what is he doing using a grinder to cut a lock off of a gas meter?
You're saying a spark could have killed him.
That's no kidding.
Yeah.
You're right. I never even thought. I should have mentioned that. I mean, you're right. If there was any gas whatsoever, that would have been he would have been a goner, right?
There can be. There's a lot of gas leakage right there at the meter. It can happen.
You're so right. I mean, and he had his whole family in the house. And those gas explosions, man, do they not fool around. I'm telling you, when a house is permeated with gas and it explodes, it comes right off the foundation.
We weren't home, but our new house, well, it's not new anymore, but they hit, while they were digging our fence posts, they hit our gas line. They had Franktown Fire Department out there, everybody. It was crazy, and they had it shut off pretty quick.
Now, do they have, like, periodic valves to shut off gas? They must. So.
I wasn't there. He had to dig. Luckily, because the fence guy's there, he dug out a hole, so as soon as they showed up, they knew where it was, and they were able to cut it out and repair it.
Why didn't he do a locate?
They did do a locate. It wasn't on the locate.
There was probably no tracer wire.
Yeah.
See, they put this tracer wire on the yellow pipe.
Yellow, I guess, means gas, right? So they put this tracer wire, and the only function of that wire is to be detected by the sensors. That's the only reason.
Yeah, they found it in most places, but on this particular side of our house, it hadn't have been there. They did locate it, of course, in the front yard and the other places, but man, it sucked.
Keith has a comment on the towing. Oh, he just hung up. Never mind, Keith. Okay. Let's talk to Dennis. Dennis, the towing guy, came back. Go ahead, Dennis.
Yes, Dennis with Affordable Towing.
Yes.
Long-time listener all the way back to Father...
Hey, Father John. Father John. Now listen,
Yeah,
do you remember when a towing company sued me years ago?
Yes, I do.
They sued me. They sued me for because the tools were left in the car, and I said, why don't they give the tools back? And you know, people, in general, towing companies, and I'm not saying all of them, but they seem to believe if stuff is in the car, you don't have a right to get it back. What if somebody doesn't care about their car, but they wanted to get their tools or their personal belongings? How do you feel about that?
They get their personal property back. Anything that's attached is forfeited with the vehicle, like a stereo system.
That's forfeited, right?
He's saying anything attached is attached.
Right.
Exactly.
Okay,
yeah,
so
but your personal belongings, that's your guys' business.
Dennis,
no reason to hold on to that.
If you ever want to help promote your company, and you said we need tows from time to time, we'd love to talk to you because Cast Iron's a great company.
That deal Cast Iron's doing though, $75 for anywhere Denver Metro. I mean, Dennis, that's crazy good, isn't it?
It's crazy good, but you know what? As in any business, there's competition.
Right.
And I'm going to throw out a price that's going to floor you.
What?
I'm going to do $60 for any tow. Any customer that mentions Tom Martino show, I'll do a $50 tow within a 10-mile radius.
Oh,
If it goes over 10 miles, it's $2 a mile.
Well,
that's my shop rate.
I'm not saying that's not a great price.
No,
That
of
is
course
a great
not.
price.
Of course not. But is this a special with Cast Iron?
Yeah, Cast Iron will always do it, and I even use the
You mean
example.
always do it?
Well, if they mention Tom Martino, Mark Major, the Troubleshooter
It's not going
show.
to be just a temporary thing.
No, but I mean, think about this. If your car's sitting down in, Littleton and needs to be towed to downtown Denver or Arvada, they're saying $75. I said, "Are you sure, guys?" He said, "Yeah."
This guy just said 60 for 10 miles.
Yep. It's a great deal, too.
Affordable towing. Now, listen, folks, I'm not saying I don't know anything about them at all, affordable towing. So you do that at your own risk. I'm not saying anything bad about them at all.
And you can find Cast Iron on our referral
He sounds like a good...
referralist.com.
Yeah. Okay, now, Rocky's Autos, 63rd and Federal. Speaking about towing, if you had to have a car towed, and now you need a car, Rocky's. You know, the thing about Rocky's I always emphasize, the prices are clearly marked everywhere. The trades are great value because they want to sell them there. That's how they get cars. They go out, of course, and buy all over the country. And then trade-ins, they sell. And unless you have an absolute piece of junk, they'll just wholesale that out. But most of the time, they'll give you top dollar for your trade to get them sold. Another thing I want to tell you is they have a relationship. Not just available, but a relationship with 40 lenders. They write the loans. They get them approved right on the spot. No call back a few days later letting you know they can't get a loan. They don't play that funny money game where you have to pay bailment. That's called so much a mile and so much a day. They don't do that. So all you have to do is go to Rocky's Monday through Saturday, 9 to 8, and see the difference. 63rd and Federal, 303-426-4646.
This report is brought to you by Cole.
Rescue vehicles are still working on a crash on the westbound side of I-70 at
Yeah, we're suing,
That's a difficult stretch to have to deal with. Westbound I-270, so on the approach to Vasquez as well. Seeing some delays downtown on both north.
It was nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you.
So I'll make sure you're also.
For me to stop there on the way in? Because I'm over in Bonnie Bray.
And the lucky part about that is I think you'll be the only one in the repair category.
Yeah, let me pick a day for next week.
Yeah, I heard about that. And then when
Let me just pick something. Hold on.
Behind your 78.
All right, we got Bio T and 20.
2. Your traffic and weather. I'm Pete Wagner. 6K How.
This Saturday is Super Saturday at Cole. Shop great early bird specials until 1 p.m. Yeah, plus friends and family take an extra 20% off. You'll also get $10 Kohl's cash for every $50 spent. This Saturday only at Kohl's. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
I want to tell you about BioT Medical. I've been talking about this, and what's weird is I do these commercials, and then when I see people, they say, is it really blah, 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 or do you really blah, blah, blah? You know, when I talk about this on the air, yeah, it really is. That's why I talk about it. BioT Medical is a delivery system for for testosterone. And here's what's great about it, okay? It's a natural delivery system. If you feel you don't need it, well, you're crazy, and I'll tell you why. Because what happens is we deplete hormones as we grow older. Bottom line, that's what we do. And if you don't replenish them, you're just going to shrivel up, get old, and die. Perhaps when I'm talking about testosterone, shrivel up is not a great word. But I just want to say this. If you are exhausted or tired or moody and you lack drive, that is a natural thing. Don't accept it. Fight nature the natural way. What I mean by that is this pellet therapy that BioT does is like, it's like if you ever seen a piece of rice, that's like the pellet, okay? Sometimes you need one, sometimes you need 3 of them, and they put them right under your skin, and they naturally dissolve anywhere from 4 to 6 months. So you have that natural delivery system anywhere from 4 to 6 months. So you only have it done 2 to 3 times a year. It's way more natural than shots and creams, not synthetic. Also, it gives you incredible energy. It helps burn fat. It helps to relieve stress. It gives you great libido. And it really changes your entire mood. That's because you're replenishing these natural, God-given hormones. Now, here's another thing. It also transfers into estrogen, which is important. Women need it and men need it. So BioT is for both. To find out more, go to biotmedical.com. Read about it. But that's where you'll find a doctor, an affiliated doctor. I go to Lone Tree Family Practice, but you can go anywhere. They have, well, not anywhere, but you can go to any affiliated doctor. And the important thing is they will help not just give you testosterone, but give you something to help the estrogen as well, which, if you need it, okay? So BioT Medical is a complete program, and you will absolutely feel great. I am 64 in September, and people just freaking can't believe it. BioT, that's BIOTE, medical.com.
The Glenn Beck Program.
May I suggest that perhaps the Trump administration is really God's way of keeping us in business?
Call it divine intervention.
I'm just saying.
Call it destiny.
For all of the liberals who might be freaking out.
Call it fate.
We've already been down this road. We've already...
Whatever it is,
come to us.
He's in the right place at the right time.
We did it.
Weeknights at 7 on 630 KHOW.
Coors Field is the place to be next week as the Rockies take on the Chicago Cubs in their only 2017 Coors Field appearance Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, followed by a weekend series with the Dodgers starting May 11th. Experience the excitement of Rockies baseball in person. Get your tickets now at Rockies.com.
If you're looking for floor coverings, remember the name Paradigm Interiors. Paradigm, it's on Evans, just west of Santa Fe. But give them a call. They'd love to talk to you. The owners, Don and Matt, will talk to you. You can email them. Once you give them a call, you can go over and look at their showroom. Here's what they do. They do the big warehouse selection and pricing without the big warehouse feel. You get all of the first quality merchandise of tile, hardwood, laminates, vinyl luxury tile, all the beautiful carpeting, including the newest LifeProof, which is waterproof carpeting. You get it all, along with design consulting. And you get great prices, and then you get installation experts with a project manager just for you. You know what? They're changing the paradigm. You're not just a number. You're not dealing with a bunch of subcontractors. You are dealing with Paradigm and their people and their subcontractor that they've been dealing with for years. This is the best model I've seen when it comes to floor covering. You'll love the way they do business. 303-630-9204. 303-630-9204. Paradigm on my referral list at referralist.com.
A good shutdown would help make this country's wallet great again. Believe me. It would also make time for a nice trip down to Mar-a-Lago. Play a little golf, have a beautiful meal. Terrific. To make your wallet great again, never shut down your radio. Okay?
Listen to win $1,000 every hour on the hour. Every weekday from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Of all the wallets, mine is obviously the greatest.
$1,000.
But yours could be pretty good too, okay?
On 630 KHOW.
Hi. I got a question here, an email. I want to bring up David Salisbury, attorney at law. David, this person wants to know how can they make their will and at the same time they want to make it for both of them, husband and wife. Is there a such thing as a dual will? Because they both have the same property and they don't know who's going to die first.
The answer is yes, and the answer is I personally and most attorneys I know will not do one because it now creates a situation where where you've got this, it's almost like a contract, I guess you could say.
Uh-huh.
But the simple answer is yes.
But do you like to do two separate wills?
Absolutely, I always do. And it's not about making more money. It's about each of the people should have their own will, even if they're going to mirror each other.
Now, the same questioner said, have you heard of dual trusts, or do you recommend individual trusts?
No. Now, as for trusts, I do joint trusts all the time for a husband and wife because it's different. They both put all their assets in it, and that's what makes sense for both of them.
All right. Thank you very much. And by the way, to reach David, 720-493-3911. 720-493-3911. Look for David Salisbury on my referral list at referralist.com. John, you want to talk about stucco on a house. What's going on?
Yes, I've got a house that we built in the 90s with stucco, and we're about to sell the house. We've had no problems whatsoever with any mold or anything like that, but we're now starting to get a few realtors come through with, and they're shied away from the idea that it's a stucco house.
All right, hold on. Okay, hold on one sec. I just wanted to check something here. Okay, John, why are they shying away, though? What is the main reason?
Well, their realtors are saying, and from everything they've read, is that it could cause rotting underneath and rotting of the wood.
But okay. There are ways to fix it. It's not such a major thing. I don't want to run out of time. Here's what I want to do. I want Suzanne to take your number and get you first up tomorrow. Even though it's car day, we're going to be talking about a whole bunch of stuff. Hang on.
Rates are still low. Save thousands and have lower payments. Take AIM, Affordable Interest Mortgage.
Whether you're refinancing or purchasing your new home, we have new loan programs that allow you to borrow up to 97% of value.
Stop paying